8:02.
Start the recording. Bam, dude. That intro looking fly. Look at that shit. Looks good, right?
Be better if I had music.
Say again?
Be better if I had music.
Yeah, I can barely hear you, dude. I don't even know if they heard you.
Barely.
Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Ooh, too much. Last night, pre-flight. As we're fucking recording, let's...
So are we going to have another Comcast update tonight?
Let's see. Fuck, I hate them. Shit. Let me hit you guys with this Joe Budden style ass intro here real quick. Alright? We're gonna get copyrighted.
I got to pull up the thingy.
The what? That's not even playing.
The doc. Do you use
Oh,
Firefox or do you use
shit.
Chrome?
I use Chrome.
0 hour, 9 a.m. You see that? And I'm gonna be...
You can hear it?
Yeah, you can't hear it? Fuck! I thought I had that set up.
You playing it through your speakers or are you doing it through the cable?
Oh, that's why. No, you should be able to hear it. Discord can hear it, right?
Hear it?
I can hear, but it's like it doesn't sound muy bueno.
What do you mean, muy bueno?
It's like cutting in and out.
Cutting in and out. Let's see.
You have a gate still on Discord, right?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
There's probably just dipping below that. Javi can't hear it on stream.
Oh, no, 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 no. I'm a Rocketman. That shit failed miserably, so we're back. Goodness. So
I don't know
loud.
what the hell you're going for.
Let me lower this here. All right, cool. All
Lower
right.
it.
Episode...
Lower shit.
What?
Lower it.
Why am I lowering shit?
Turn down for what, bro?
Okay. With that... No. You're gonna be fired. I'm just an internship, sorry. Where are we at? Episode 50. We made it. Episode 50. Can we get a yay? Celebration? Randall, what do you think? Celebrate. I didn't even spell celebrate correctly. Hold on. Let's get it.
I'm so overwhelmed with excitement, I don't know how to react.
Like this. Oh my god, not with an ad. Fuck me. This shit show already started off already. What happened, bro?
I don't know what the hell you're doing.
What?
What kind of fucking start is this?
I don't know, man. This is new, bro. For their 50th. Skip ad. Fuck. There you go. Randall can't hear it, but you know the song, right?
Yeah.
Celebration, dude. Episode 50. I thought we never could
Staten
make
wants
it.
a celebration cookie.
Who wants a celebration cookie?
The Staten?
I don't know how to make cookies.
You better learn, bro. You're
What do you mean,
Hispanic. You should
learn?
know how to salsa.
What? Yes. That's 50, guys. You think we're gonna make it to 100?
I think we're gonna make it 100.
Brian does not look convinced.
I'm just waiting for us to start.
We did start. This is us starting, celebrating. I don't know why I said celebrate like that. All right, peeps. Episode 50. I'm joined by Brian De La Rosa, unenthused. Kelsey Weird TV.
What's up?
And well, I was gonna say Randall Kelso. It's Randall. You done dying on stream?
Are
Or...
you done? Are you done?
And Randall
Under
Green.
control.
Art of Randall Vende. Say something.
What's up?
There you go. Shit. Cobra in the chat. Hold on, I'm like going off. I'm all over the place. Patreon.com/ADLR Plays if you want to support the channel. ExtraLife.ADLRplays.com to support Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. And as always, topics@ADLRplays.com to support topics. To submit
You
topics.
want to try that again in English?
For us to, no. Well, wait. No, I got fucking burps. The hype levels are ridiculous right now, dude. Brian, you good?
What the fuck is going on?
I took a shot of Henny. That's why.
Obviously.
No, I didn't. So yeah, a topic for us to discuss in future episodes. I checked this week and not a soul was in it. So, I mean, we're going to be doing some predictions later, so. Because it's E3 week. Look at Randall. Excited for E3.
Look at Randall. Look at Randall.
For audio listeners, look at Randall. I wonder if there's any audio listeners who hasn't seen a single like YouTube video for the podcast and just imagining what we look like.
I'm black. Kelsey's the blackest one out of all of us.
You're goddamn right.
I don't know why you're so confident
Skin's so
about
dark, it's white.
that. Yeah. So how'd your week go, guys? Either one. It doesn't matter who starts. Just whoever, like, first come, first serve. It's weird because I'm hearing myself, so I keep thinking you guys are gonna talk, so I hesitate.
I'm sorry.
I guess Randall's gonna go first.
What you do this week, Randall, besides dying of sickness?
That's all I did.
I think it was, 4 days I didn't even see you because you were, in, what is it, like a hazard zone?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, Randall. I don't know if you know, but we're live on a podcast here. Even Cobra says you look uninterested. Are you uninterested to be here?
I'm just trying to not cough.
That's how you cough more.
I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
Okay.
As
Okay.
he coughed like 12 times already.
Yeah, I mean, so it would have been worse if you weren't concentrating on it.
Yeah, I would be coughing nonstop.
Would you be throwing up and stuff, or
Nah, just coughing.
okay? So that's all you did was just cough all week.
No, I threw up.
Oh, that's something. Was that the most exciting part?
No, the most exciting part felt like something was in my head trying to get out.
Did it get out?
I don't know because I was having weird dreams about spiders and eggs and parallax and kaleidoscopes and babies and mutation.
Okay, but what? Did you watch something that would?
No, I didn't watch anything. I think it was the drugs.
What type of drugs were you taking?
NyQuil and Aleve. That's it.
NyQuil and Aleve. Oh yeah, I went back to that Walgreens, right? You know how I took the picture for you because you wanted to get the medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So I took the picture, right? I'm like, damn, I don't see the Aleve. So I go back because we were gonna get something from Walgreens, right? If I would have turned around, the Aleve was right there.
I know.
So I'm like, where the fuck is it? I was looking for Aleve for like good 2 minutes, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't know what to get you. Bam, took a picture of the NyQuils and stuff.
Yeah, I was knocked out when you sent me that message.
So I was like, I'll grab this. This will work. And then when I went back there with Janiana, dude, we went to the same aisle, and I saw the stuff. I'm like, oh, look, this is the medicine. And I looked over in my peripherals, and there's like a whole fucking shelf that said Aleve on it.
Uh-huh.
Your peripherals.
You making fun of my English?
I'm always making fun of your English. When am I not making fun of your English?
February of like never do that. Not on February.
It's like in every 5 second thing.
Say again?
It's an every 5 second thing.
Yeah, it is. All right, for me, last week was a very chill week, especially the weekend. Didn't do much. Low key. I was introduced to a podcast called Crime Junkie with my wonderful girlfriend. So she had that playing in the background while I play Void Bastards. Game that came out last week. Roguelite. Art style, very stylized comic book. First person shooter. Kind of more stealth game, depending how you're playing it too. So I don't even know where to start with it. Like, the story is you're convicts, and then you somehow escape and get on a vessel, but to escape you need to create parts for the vessel you need to leave in. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian.
I don't really understand the game too much. It's just like a space roguelite where you're on some ship. I don't know what the end goal is, and you just go planet to planet, ship to ship, trying to salvage food and fuel to get to the next thing and do it all over again while there's robots or mutated people in there trying to kill you in each one.
Excuse me. The end game is to escape the nebula, because you're trapped in some sort of nebula. I ended up finishing it over the weekend because it was just me, Janyana, Crime Junkie, setting the mood. It's a podcast about, I'm over here plugging other fucking podcasts, about true crime, like mysterious murders or disappearances of people, while playing Void Bastards, where you're creeping around vessels, hoping to steal, like looting and stealing parts, and trying to survive.
It looks like a more upgraded version of Faster Than Light.
I thought Faster Than Light, you maintain your ship.
Yeah, I mean you maintain your ship, but you have the same general like pathing and things where you can, you work your way across the board. But like I said, it's an upgraded version of Faster Than Light. You just get to raid other people and actually join their ship.
But you don't do any maintenance on yours besides, like, those are story plot. Like, the things you maintain on the vessel is just, hey, here's your end game. Like, you can craft this action item, which unlocks the next part of the story, and it permanently starts you in the lower depth, which means higher difficulty enemies, etc., etc.
Gotcha.
Until you get to the fifth one. Again, I only beat it once, so I don't know if they add depths afterwards. But yeah, fifth is the lowest one, and the most difficult one for me because of my playstyle was the enemy called Sec. I think they're supposed to be secretaries. Well, they walk around with a shield complete on the entire time. So I'm like, what? I tried throwing. The only way I was able to kill them was either throwing grenades behind them, because it would explode behind them and kill them, or use an item called a kitty bot, which would distract them for a bit, and they can finally put their back towards me, and then I can shoot them, or play by stealth. So hopefully they don't see me, and I can crawl behind them and shoot them in the back of the head with it's called a staple gun or some shit. Stapler, but it's a shotgun. The weapons are pretty awesome. They start off with a regular revolver, but you get like a rocket launcher near the end, shotgun, SMG. Like, they're all standard mod, like SMG. I don't know if there's a sniper or not, but like pistol and stuff. And what was I gonna say? But they look awesome in terms of, like, their design for the gun looks great. What else? Procedurally generated levels. The crafting is very simple. There's a lot of great UI details that tells you, like, oh, when you're able to craft a certain item, there's icons to represent it. You don't have to, like, dig through a bunch of menus to see what you can and cannot build. You can set what next item you want to craft, and then on the space map, it'll tell you what vessels have that part. So you can head towards it or start navigating your way over there. The one thing I was not able to see is that there's pirates in the game. So if you run into them while you're navigating in space, I guess they drop more enemies, I've always had like a torpedo thing you can pick up while you're scavenging. That if you run into like, I forgot what type of whale it is. It's like a space whale or a pirate thing. You can blow it up if you have a torpedo. And I've always happened to have a torpedo when the pirate was about to dock on the same vessel.
You always have to have one
Yeah,
for the space whale.
I don't leave the nerve, which is like the main station you're using to repair or trying to repair, an ERV. Or no, it's not nerve. Sorry, I took that from something else. It's Sten, I think. Fuck,
Steve?
I don't remember. Is it Steve? Is it Steph?
No, I think Steve is the thing that revives you.
Oh, that's right. I don't think I ended up dying because I had one of the upgrades where you can get like defibrillated. Defibrillated? You know what I mean. Anyway, yeah. So far, I finished my first playthrough of it. I was like, oh shit, I love this so much. I wanted to go do the achievements, and wow, the achievements look a lot more difficult. There's one that you have to beat it unarmed. I have no idea what that means because I think they give you the pistol in the beginning. So I have to see what that means. And I don't think you can dock on the vessel without picking your weapons. I don't know. I have to look into it. But I fucking love it. It's one of those I got hooked immediately, and I wanted to keep playing until I maxed everything out. I still haven't. So even if once you finish the last action item, you're technically done, and you can start a new game. But you can hit continue, and you'll go to the state right before you turn in that action item. So you can just max out your... What is it? Max out your upgrades.
Are you still talking about Void Bastards? Or did I miss the transition?
Nope. Still talking about Void Bastards. Shame the game's lit. I've heard complaints that it gets repetitive. It does. But the repetitive I think is short. Like going through a vessel doesn't take long. Mostly because you have an oxygen tank.
Yeah.
That's time. And some vessels half the time or maybe give you a little bit more time. So you're kind of rushing and you get through vessels really quickly. I don't know, I'm digging it. It was had quite the hook on me over the weekend. While also listening
really
to
awesome.
But yeah, like it's a small game. I would love to see the developer make a sequel to this. Add melee weapon because they don't have any melee weapons in this. More grenades. Like I would like to see this fleshed out even more in terms of the procedurally generated stuff, especially with like the weapons and stuff. Let's make it Borderlands with the same thing. Maybe with armor randomly generated that you can find. I don't know. This is a good start. I would like to see this as a series. Highly recommend it. Brian, what did you think? Since you played a little bit of it.
I didn't play it that long. It was fun for what I did play. I died, so there's that. I was hoping you could
hold on. You probably played it on a hard difficulty than I did.
I did normal.
I did easy peasy.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Failures, both of you.
Fuck off.
At least we play games still.
Shit. Put the money on the table.
He's like, oh, let me move into a better house that's better for me and my family. The fucking balls on this guy.
Wow. Great priorities.
This guy. Fun can wait. I'm an adult. This guy over here.
Exactly.
So yeah, I played it a little bit. I died. I didn't play on easy like some trash guy here. It's fun. I don't know if I'd play it a lot. I don't know. It doesn't have like a hook on me. I just like how it looks, and it was fun. So it reminds me of Archer. I don't know why. I guess because it's comic booky.
Because it's got the thick lines. And the animation, like the enemies are all 2D. Like there's no 3D models in terms of the enemies. So when they're facing away, it's just a 2D sprite, and then as they turn, they have different angles of the enemies, etc. Looks good.
With
it's
those
flattened.
kind of games, I like when you can either pick a character like
Enter the
like
Gungeon?
Nuclear Throne and stuff, and Enter the Gungeon, as opposed to the way. Actually, this one's worse than Rogue Legacy, because Rogue Legacy gives you branching paths as to who you're gonna pick as your next character. This one just gives you a guy, and oh, he coughs every now and then and alerts people. It just gives you somebody. I wish you could just pick somebody, or it's like Rogue Legacy where you have some say in what your character has.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know if I'll be hooked on it because I'm not yet, but it was fun.
For the and it's not even that consequential. When you get somebody who like coughs a lot, you go to a room that's called like a gene splicer, and you can remove it and replace it with other things, like other traits, which is pretty cool. What else? I'm pretty sure I'm missing something else from Void Bastards, but play it, man. Especially if you have Xbox Game Pass. Hashtag not an ad. Go play it. Kelsey,
What's up?
what did you do before we get into Rocketman and our
moved.
movie expedites? You moved?
I've moved. That's about all I've done the last, I don't know, 6 months.
How'd it go with the car moving? You got everything
I haven't
out of
moved
it?
the car yet. I
okay.
haven't had any time to get it back together. I couldn't convince the people to move the engine, so I'm gonna have to put the front suspension back on, the front wheels, the engine and transmission back on in order to actually get it to move. Because I have no way to transport the engine otherwise.
Okay. I gotta mess with Randall's headphone because I can hear myself through his headphones. I put it way too loud for him.
So why do you have that set up again? Just so we can hear music or something?
Yeah, but I try to do a bootleg. He has his own mic, so he sounds as loud as I do. But I think it's a shitty excuse. I should just get a mixer with multiple and another mic, or a mixer with 4 inputs, and then get 3 other mics.
You guys are too close to need a mic. Another mic.
No, I beg to differ. If he speaks, you can hear the difference. He sounds further away.
Further back, and he whispers. You're way louder than him, which is the big source of difference.
Nah, it's each person who should have their own. Look at Funhouse.
Not when you're 5 centimeters away, Anthony.
They're 5 centimeters away.
They're way further, Anthony.
5
No, they're
centimeters per
not.
second?
They each have
When you
like their
guys
own
right
mic.
there, you can bump triceps right now.
What's your
They're
point?
further, therefore they need it. You are literally like, if you turn, you might kiss. That's how close
Brian,
you guys are.
Bruce and James sit like this, and they each
They
have their
a
mic.
right there. Let me see.
That's what I'm saying. He needs a mic for one to be right here.
This is why I love this podcast. There's so much love and just friendship. There's no arguing.
They have it to their mouth.
Hold on.
Even Disdain's like, fight, fight, fight. No, wait, kiss, kiss, kiss.
We're gonna fight and kiss. That's gonna be a new series.
Fight a kiss?
Fight and kiss. We fight with our kisses.
No, fight a kiss. FITAKISS.
I'm sure that's a sexual thing somewhere.
It might be. If not, we should start claiming it now.
Johan says he wants Randall to off-screen drop kick me. I have a window to my right. If he did that, dead. Anyway. Did I even lower your... No, I didn't. I'm so sorry. Let me drop it to 60. See how that sounds for you. He says, now you got it. You crazy. So what did you guys manage to... What were you going to say?
I said, you
He stopped
crazy.
Ah. Damn, you fucked me up. Whoa. Did you manage to get everything else in the house? Besides the car and stuff?
Oh no, we still have a ton of shit over there.
Oh my god.
We had probably between 50 and 75 boxes, and still have more shit just sitting at the house.
Oh my
Like,
god.
and we threw away probably half of what we owned before we left.
That's what I was gonna ask if you guys had like a garage sale or something.
No, we dropped stuff off over at
Goodwill?
We have a Goodwill right down the street, and so we dropped it off there, or we threw it away because it wasn't worth it, or we just, we sold stuff if we could. But we got rid of all of our furniture for the most part. We bought
Oh, the AC's still on.
we bought brand new couch and recliner.
Keep
I
going,
can
I
wait.
can hear you.
I can wait.
No, I can hear you. Go.
What the hell is he doing?
The AC's still on. He doesn't like to waste money on being comfortable.
No, it's the mic will pick up the noise. We're out here with
on
ghetto
the
setups.
recording?
Huh?
Will it on the recording? Because we
Yeah.
couldn't hear it.
What?
What?
Okay.
We couldn't hear the AC.
Don't worry about it. You're moving stuff.
No, you brought it up. You gotta.
If I increase this, the knob, just in case Randall starts whispering even lower later, I gotta put this up.
So if you play with Randall's knob,
He'll get louder.
what's going on?
Right, Randall? I restarted. What were we talking
we still
about?
have a ton of stuff. We're gonna go back over this weekend and try and get everything out of the house itself, and then have somebody come in and do a full top to bottom clean. And then I'll go over and try and fix all the other stuff, or try and fix the car.
Okay. And see if we can get it over. How is it going to work to install that jack you said you were going to put? You have to take out the car again?
No, we wouldn't have to install. We would just. I'll have to get pictures or do like a
video.
Twitch stream from my phone, so
Yeah.
that I can like walk around the house and show you how big the garage is.
Dude, that could be your first YouTube video. The fucking MTV Cribs Kelsey edition.
Nobody wants to see that.
And just put Lil Kim in the background. People will watch it. Believe me.
So, but yeah, we're gonna try and get everything finished up this weekend. Hopefully, we'll just be done with the house, and the only thing I have to go back for is the car. I gotta take the transmission over because there's a hole in my transmission, which they didn't bother to tell me when I had it rebuilt 3-4 years ago, and so I have to go take it to another transmission shop and ask if that's something that can be replaced or if I have to buy a new casing.
Wait, the people you sent it to rebuild left a hole in it?
Yeah, there was.
Why'd you sue 'em?
I mean, it was like 4 years ago. I don't know that I could have anything to do with it.
Got it.
But 4 years ago I had them rebuild the whole thing, and there was apparently a big hole in the side of it from the accident that the car was in, and they just didn't bother to tell me about it.
Wow. So now you gotta spend more
Loads of
cash on
fun.
it.
I only
Great.
saw it because I only saw it as I was like putting the whole thing back together, and then was like, "The fuck is that?" Realized there's a hole about the size of a quarter, between $0.25 and $0.50, just in the side of the case.
Jeez. Yeah, dude, they fucking robbed you then. Legally.
Right?
Fuck. What kind of more consumption? Oh, last week. Was it last week? Did I talk about World War Hulk? Not World War. Planet Hulk? Before Comcast shot the bed? Was it last week?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Well, Brian gave me the follow-up. World War Hulk. World War Hulk. Fuck. And this one I don't think it's as great as Planet Hulk was. This was more action oriented. The Hulk makes it back to planet Earth with his squad. I forgot what they're called. The War Bond.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are, with Meek and Korg and the rest of them, and start destroying a bunch of heroes. Nobody ends up dying though. Actually, I need you to spoilers for the end of it. Brian, is the Hulk out of Banner and Banner dies at the end of this, or what? Because the last couple stills is like he's fucking wrecked. And then there's like
I don't think he's dead, because I think that's when Amadeus gets it afterwards, or something like that.
Because the last page, or the second to last page, shows like the radiation coming out of Sakaar, as if he's like reborn there. I think it was Sakaar.
I don't remember. I have to reread it. I think it's just they separated from him, and then later on, Amadeus does some shit with it, and he's the new Hulk or something.
Okay. Because that besides that, everything else was pretty straightforward. It was the Hulk beating the shit out of everybody. They tried, but the Sentry fight was cool. They punched each other's alter egos out of each other, which is cool. But yeah, it's if I had to choose, Planet Hulk, like by a mile, is more interesting because in the World War Hulk is just the Hulk being angry, being the shit out of Avengers and stuff like that. Not that deep, but the action stills were pretty cool. Yeah, it showed a Hulk Buster as well, going toe to toe, was great. All right, movie time. Randall went to work. You want to start off, Randall? You got a bunch to knock off here.
You haven't done Rocketman.
I know, but you saw these before Rocketman came out, so I'm trying to go in some sort of, chronological order. You got notes?
What do you want to start off with?
All right, I'm really curious about Brightburn. Cause I do want to see it. I don't know if I'm gonna go to the theater to see it though. Cause the next 3 weeks we already have shit booked. This week is Dark Phoenix. Next week is I think it's the zombie movie with Adam Driver and Bill Murray. And then the week after that, it's Toy Story. Toy Story 4.
Adam Driver and Bill Murray. Oh, I know some. And they're cops.
Yeah, they're like cops, and like the zombie outbreak is happening. Looks funny. Like a comedy.
So the reason why I put Brightburn in the Antflix section not because it wasn't a good movie, but because I would have been okay if I had not went to the theater to go see it.
Like you'd rather watch it at home
Not that I'd rather, but if I didn't make it to the movie theater to see Brightburn and I watched it here, I'd have been fine. You know how like sometimes you watch some movies and you're like, man, I wish I had saw this in theaters.
Like Avengers.
Exactly.
Like A Quiet Place.
Or A Quiet Place.
Or A Quiet Place. So this was not one of those movies.
Got it.
I think it was a good movie, but it was not. You need to see it in theater type movie.
Gotcha.
So my pros for Brightburn is that it was very suspenseful, and the main antagonist, which is the little boy, he did a very good job. The best way I can explain it is, you know how like whenever Thanos would be on screen, you would be like, "Oh man, who's gonna die next?"
Yeah.
Or you was just
or
afraid.
Ramsey.
You was just afraid, yeah, or Ramsey. You was just afraid for whoever he was talking to. So this little boy did a good job at putting that type of fear into the audience, at least into me. Anytime he was on screen and he was interacting with someone, I was like, man, please don't kill him. Please don't kill her. Or whoever it was that he was talking to. Because at a moment's notice, he could snap. And snap usually means someone's dying.
Right.
And it's not like
is it a verbal thing? Like a dialogue thing? Something they bring up makes them angry or...
Okay, so I mean, I'm not trying to spoil it for you.
Okay.
But basically, like, let's say that you saw me do something bad. And you're like, well, I got to tell the cops. And I say to you, Anthony, it's not very good if you go to the cops. It's not good.
Okay, you're talking about the Barry scene.
The who?
Barry.
Yeah, it's kind of like Barry. It's like,
got it.
It's not good for you. It's not good for me.
Right.
It's not good for my parents. Don't go to the cops.
Why did you say that, basically?
Yes.
Got it.
But he's not even on a... You know how with Barry is like, once you say that, it's like, okay, there's the point of no return.
Yeah.
With the kid, it's like, he gives you a chance. He's like, even if you say you're going to do it, he's standing there looking at you like,
you sure?
You need to change your mind.
Yeah.
If you don't change your mind, then basically, I got to kill you.
I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah, but the person he's talking to doesn't know that their life is hanging in the balance.
Oh,
they just think that it's some little kid that they're talking to. So he did a good job with that as far as being suspenseful. And Elizabeth Banks, you know who she is?
Yeah.
She's in the movie. She does a really good job as the mom because she's like one of those mothers in real life, how like my child can do no wrong.
Uh-huh.
So he's doing all these things and people are picking up on it, but they're trying to tell her, but she's like, my child couldn't do that. He's not that bad. Or he's not bad at all. Or he's incapable of doing something this gruesome. So she did a really good job of portraying that role as the parent in denial. And you kind of feel for her as things start to occur, as it starts to climax, and this kid is like wreaking havoc or whatever. Until
I guess for people who haven't seen the trailer, it gets to a point where like the house is getting fucking destroyed. I'm assuming that's when she realizes there's no saving this kid.
That was like right after she realized that her son is bad.
Right.
I don't like the glorified violence, but as far as creativity and how he was offing people, this sounds bad, but it was good. I just say it was creative.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is it gory like
yeah, it's gory.
Like Saw gory porn or like...
I've never saw Saw.
Okay.
But it's gory. It's not like
Mortal Kombat or...
Yeah, like Mortal Kombat.
Kelsey, you're muted.
How have you not seen a single Saw?
Cause he's not into horror. He's not into like that gory stuff.
I'm not into mindless violence.
That's just like a gore.
I've never seen a whole movie.
That's like a gore porn, like violent, like violence for the sake of violence.
Yeah.
For shock value.
If I watch something that has violence in it, it has to be for a purpose, like revenge or some junk like that.
That's what Saw's about. He kidnaps people who have done something wrong in their life and tries to teach them a lesson.
I just can't deal with like torture stuff.
Torture porn. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah. Not gore porn. Same. Well, I mean, I coined it if anybody uses it after this.
But so some of the negative stuff that I had about the movie is that it's very linear. The story is not very in depth. So it's kind of predictable. When he starts offing people, they never do a good job at explaining why he's doing it.
Oh, like so he doesn't have like a motive? He just starts doing bad things?
No. Basically, if I told you this is really not going to spoil the movie, but he's basically Goku. In the sense that he arrived on the ship, as you know from the trailer, right?
Yeah.
And the ship starts making these sending these messages to him, like in his mind.
Okay.
And they're basically telling him to take the planet. So pretty much like, you know how Goku was.
Oh, because the Saiyans would be sent.
Yeah.
And they take over the planet.
That's pretty much what the ship was telling him, to pretty much take over Earth. Or it didn't say verbatim destroy Earth. It was just saying take over Earth. But he drew a picture in his notepad. Every time he did something, if he killed somebody, he would draw a picture of it in his notepad, which is what his mom found. But he drew a picture of him outside of Earth, shooting a beam out his eyes towards Earth.
Wow. Just Frieza.
I'm dying.
Yeah, like he's...
The last con that I had for the movie was that there wasn't really very much character development.
That's what it sounds like. That the guy was just mindlessly doing bad things.
And as you see in the trailer, he says to his mom, I really want to do good. But never in the movie do you ever feel the sense of him struggling to do good. It's just more like carnage. It's like something happy, he snaps, and then that's it.
There's no actual struggle?
There's no struggle.
Got it.
That kid is just pure evil.
No redeeming factors.
There's a surprise at the end of the movie that I don't want to spoil, but
Green Lantern?
He's in the Avengers.
No. You guys are sniffing around the right area though.
Vegeta?
No.
Oh, damn.
So if this is the portrayal of evil Superman, then
Superboy gets there.
No.
Batman.
Do you want me to just tell you?
No, I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
It's Superdog.
Yo, don't knock Superdog. Right?
It's the Injustice League.
Yeah.
Johan. I got for Brightburn.
Does Johan show up as Cloud Strife? Oof.
He's
Jones a
clearly
liar.
Squall.
Okay, then I'll definitely watch it once it comes out on digital.
You ever saw oh my god, what's the name of that movie? Where the three guys get superpowers?
Yeah, Chronicle.
Chronicle, yeah. It's kind of like Chronicle.
Wow, Chronicle actually had like character struggles.
I'm talking about as far as like the content and how like you know how like once they started developing their powers, the one that went bad, he just started doing bad stuff.
Mm-hmm. Osborne.
It's kind of like that. It has that same feel.
Okay. No, but even his bad stuff was cemented because he had a like.
I'm not talking about character development or the character himself. I'm talking about the way the action was shot.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's a good. I can see what you're talking about now. I like Chronicle a lot. Now, the one we've been waiting for. Jordan Peele's next Academy Award-winning movie. Right off rip.
Bouts to Rocketman, he didn't come back. I mean, it's up to you.
What?
I was saying maybe you want to bounce back and forth. Like maybe you talk
All right.
about Rocketman.
Well, as you saw by our intro, or heard by our intro, me and Brian and my lady went to go see Rocketman, the Elton John movie. First and foremost, I didn't think it was going to be a musical, which ended up being a musical, but to its benefit, in my opinion. Because I don't know or didn't know anything about Elton John besides the song Rocketman and the song Your Song. I think that's the name of the title of the songs. But yeah, it's a musical about Elton John's life, starting from childhood all the way to when he checked himself into rehab, when he was supposed to be at a Madison Square Garden concert. And yeah, it's just his story. So whoever knows about it knows what we saw. The actors were fantastic. Let me find his name because I keep botching it. Rocketman.
Eager something.
Yeah. Cast. Where's the cast?
No, I think his last name's Targaryen. I don't know why.
It's Taron Egerton.
Targaryen?
Yeah, Taron Egerton plays Elton John, and I was waiting just like in Bohemian Rhapsody, where there was like certain frames where you're like, holy shit, that's Freddie Mercury. There's frames here where you're like, holy shit, that's Elton John. The makeup was done really well. The accent I thought was really well. Taron did a great job, just phenomenal job, top to bottom. Bryce Dallas Howard played his mother. Rob Stark played
Reed, something Reed.
Yeah, something Reed. He was like the love interest for a bit. Who else was in it? Shout out to the lady. Say again?
Is Bob Barker in it?
No.
Sad
But
day.
shout out. I mean, you know what is Bob Barker?
Price is Right.
Price is Right. Yeah.
I want to see what he's doing right now. Wikipedia. He stopped in 2007. Oh, there's nothing after that. Okay.
Yeah, after he gave up the Price is Right, I don't think he's doing anything.
Okay, that's what I went to go look up. Yeah. Okay. He's just chilling. So I guess he could have been in it.
Derailed the whole conversation.
What are we talking about? Rocketman. All right. Oh, I just slapped my mic. I'm so sorry.
Shouldn't do that. It's bad.
It's a
for the
shit
mic.
show. It's too hype,
Adam
bro.
would be very unhappy with you right now.
I'm sorry. It's E3 week. All right. Predictions are coming. Yeah, you fucked me up. What am I talking about? Bryce Dallas Howard plays the mom. Shout out to the grandmother. Whoever played his grandmother, hit you right in the soul. My one, I guess not complaint. 'Cause I wanted to see how he dealt with his grandmother's death. I guess I thought it would be more of a plot point, I guess, or not a milestone. 'Cause we're not like looking forward to it. But you know what I mean. The music was interwoven pretty seamlessly in a way. But then there were some times where it would be like jarring when they start singing, especially when it's like a serious scene, and then they go into song. Seeing how some of the songs were created was cool to watch. I don't think they did Rocketman, the song itself, any justice. They did Your Song really well. I like the way they showed how that came to be. But the Rocketman one started off really cool because it's like right after he tried to kill himself. Spoilers, I guess, but I mean this is all on Wikipedia, so it's not really spoilers. But yeah, then the song ended, and I thought it was gonna be better for that song anyway. But I thought it was a good time. I know everyone's probably gonna ask this or Bohemian Rhapsody, and I'm gonna go with Bohemian Rhapsody. One, because I know more Queen songs, and I think the Bohemian Rhapsody was, I don't know. I thought just there was time for the music, and then there was time for the drama without interweaving them. And I thought that was better than interweaving the music, even though it kind of makes sense for Elton John since he's heavily musical, I guess, and wanted everything to be loud and bright and colorful and theatrical.
Do you think that because Bohemian Rhapsody wasn't a musical, it made it a better movie? One of the elements that made it a better movie?
I think so, because it had its time to, like when they were performing, that's when the music should be going on. I guess or when they're making the music, like that's when it made sense for me to hear the song. But there's a lot of time not a lot of times. There's some times in Rocketman when they're in the middle of like a dramatic scene or something, and then they cut into song. That doesn't sound dramatic. Like it's more a beat, but the lyrics itself is still dramatic. And it throws me off, and I'm like, ugh, I'm not immersed. I got to return it. Blockbuster, and then yeah, whereas Bohemian Rhapsody, when it's dramatic, it stayed there. There's no music like cutting in to break the immersion, I guess. But still, I still think it's a must watch. There's a lot of it's like a spectacle biography, if that makes sense. I don't know. I recommend it. Brian, you have anything to add? Disagreements?
It was alright.
Okay.
It's definitely not Bohemian Rhapsody. I see why they made it where they just had him lip syncing to the music instead of singing, because I'm not there to hear their rendition of the song. I'm there to hear Elton John's version of these songs. So every time they're singing his songs, I'm like, I already tuned it out. I was just waiting for the next scene to start.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, Taron sung the song, and I thought he did actually pretty well. I'm on the opposite end of that. I thought he sang decently. It's not Elton John, obviously, but I thought his rendition was fine. I think all the actors did their own singing.
I think they did. I'm not sure.
That's something I forgot to mention.
If they're gonna make it a musical, let me hear his music version instead of these people. I didn't like any of their versions when they were singing the songs. Like Your Song, I'd rather hear Elton John's actual voice. When they were singing Rocketman, they started with the kid version of him singing it, and I was already like, next scene, please. Next scene, please. Fucking no. So I had the same issue with I felt like the musical aspects were just them being like, he has a big discography, let's shoehorn in as much songs as we can, and that's why they made it a musical. That's what it felt like. It never felt like the music belonged there.
Yeah, like
I just wish that they analyzed why Bohemian Rhapsody was a good movie and weren't closer to that than this.
Well, I'm sure they were happening. Say again?
But I understand why they...
It's because Freddie Mercury was there.
Yeah, he sure was. Can somebody get this guy? Oh. Do you recommend people watch it, Brian, or no?
If you like Elton John.
So if you're not a fan of Elton John, don't bother?
Yeah, don't bother.
Okay. There you go. You got two different sides of the story there.
I mean, I didn't hate it. That's what I'm saying. It's just alright. It wasn't Bohemian Rhapsody's my review.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that is the difference. Like after Bohemian Rhapsody, I was listening to Queen all week. I did not listen to Ellen John this week.
Mm-hmm. In fact, after this movie, I listened to Queen again.
All right.
Maybe it's just because I'm more biased towards Queen's music than Elton John's. I mean, I know, like, I'm not a big fan of all of that. I don't know their discography from beginning to end, but it's just I like Queen more as artists than Elton John, like in terms of their catalog. So maybe that's also why.
Okay. Now let's flip the script. John Wick 3. Parabolum. How many gunshots, Randall, if you had to guess?
Isn't it Parabellum?
Yeah, I just like saying parabolum.
Oh, okay.
Because it sounds sexy. John Wick. Mr. Wick.
That was a very good movie, in my opinion, which is why I put it under the must-watch.
That you should. So you're saying that we need to go to the theater and watch it?
In my opinion, yes.
If it's anything, I haven't seen 3, but if it's anything like 2, because I saw 2 in theaters, and every gunshot felt like they were shooting you. That's how like the sound was mixed. It was loud enough where it wasn't hurting your ears, but it was like it traveled around that theater in the way we're like, fuck, who's shooting this up? But in a cool way. Not that shooting things up is cool. I'm just going to backtrack. Go ahead and talk about John Wick 3.
So, I mean, that brings an interesting point that you're talking about, because a lot of times when you have sequels to movies and they try to one-up the last movie, sometimes they don't do a very good job. But in my opinion, Chapter 3 was really good. And when they upped the bar, they upped the bar really good. And what I mean by that is that there's more action, but you never feel like it's oversaturated. You never feel like if you keep getting so much stuff, it's like at a certain point it becomes mind numbing.
Uh-huh.
But because it was done in a very creative way, and it wasn't all just gunshots, it was like it's almost like he used elements of Jackie Chan in his movie. And I don't mean like funny stuff. I'm just saying like he would use different things to take people out.
Also, he would like grab ladders or pots and stuff, and
It was
Or drink.
a drink.
It was more creative than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was more creative. And then on top of it, because I watch a lot of martial arts flicks, so I was recognizing people that I've seen in martial arts movies.
Uh-huh.
And I'm talking about guys that are really, really good. And as usual, John Wick is very famous for their very long takes and wide angle shots. There's none of that Hollywood stuff where they're like 2 inches away from the people and you can't see what's going on. You just see a bunch of people flailing. But in John Wick, the camera is at good enough distance where you can see everything is going on.
You see the whole choreography.
The whole entire choreography. And I don't know if you know, which you probably do know, but Keanu Reeves trained for all this stuff. Like everything 95% of the stuff that you see him doing on screen is him. It's not a stunt double.
Gotcha.
Matter of fact, I was looking at some videos afterwards, and he trained with this guy who's like the best marksman internationally. And I thought, like, I don't know what I really thought about marksmen and them being good, like what my interpretation was. But when I looked at this video, I saw this dude, right? And this is a real guy who is known for being the best internationally. And Keanu Reeves trained with this guy for months for the movie. They showed this dude so they had to go through this, what you would call it, I can't think right now, like a path or whatever.
Course.
Okay.
A course, thank you. They went through this course, and they had to switch between a shotgun, a handgun, and a rifle. And I mean, it had to be like seamless.
Okay.
But anyway, my whole point in bringing this up was that the guy who's known for being the best internationally, this dude started out with a shotgun. he fired off maybe about 5 shots to different targets in like literally like 1.2 seconds.
Holy shit.
And each shot was in the middle of the chest.
Like dead center?
Yeah, so it was like pop, 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 pop.
And they're just all...
And they were all dead center in the chest.
And they were all...
It was scary. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. I had no idea anyone can fire off a shotgun that fast, that accurately.
Oh, so it's a shotgun.
It was a shotgun.
So who's shooting slugs?
Yes.
To the chest? Fuck.
Was it pump action, right? Or was it?
He had every single time he
That's
he did it so
ridiculous.
fast. It was so seamless that it was like it was a Terminator or something. But anyway, I digress. I'm getting away from the movie. So like I said, the action was very creative. It was very fun. It was a lot of action. It picks up directly after John Wick 2. And
oh, like literally he's running with the dog?
Literally. In the rain, running.
Oh, okay.
He's literally looking at his watch before, because you know how the dude gave him an hour to get out.
Yeah.
So he's literally checking his watch like every 5 minutes before it is officially time. Before
Wick.
he is officially excommunicado and people can have... His bounty started at 14 million.
Oh, it started? It started rising?
And each time it would go up. So that means that people get more and more hungry and desperate to try to kill this dude.
Yeah, his millions.
One dude was so desperate, which was his first kill, was in the library. He attacked him before it was time for him to officially attack him. And he was like, no one's going to know, John. But anyway.
Thirsty ass people.
So yeah, that goes right along when I said jaw dropping action. There's a part in the movie that Bryant would like really love.
Oh, don't ruin it for him.
All I'm gonna say is that it involves an axe.
Okay, you're ruining it for him. Just let it happen.
Oh no, without me actually saying what happened, there is nothing I can say that is going to ruin or lessen what you're going to see on screen.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
There's a lot of cringe-worthy situations in that movie. A lot.
Cringe-worthy?
Yeah, like
in a bad way.
Like what's happening to people.
Okay.
Oh, you just mean like you just like, ooh, damn.
Yeah, like
okay.
That's horrible. Like, oh my god, like that type of situation.
Because usually when people say,
I don't think he means like cringe-worthy. I can't think of the word that he's trying to describe, but yeah, it's like a oh shit, did that really just happen?
Makes you wince, right?
It makes you feel it's so horrible that it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Is it like the pencil?
It's worse than the pencil, bro.
Oh shit. Because the pencil made me go, oh fuck. Like he was stabbing his hand multiple times and then
it's worse than that, bro.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I've seen somebody be murdered with a teacup.
What fucking
name
movie?
That movie.
Yeah, fuck. Teacup. Is that a Statham movie?
No.
Was that Transporter? No.
Nope.
Well, killed by Kyled. Yep, only one L. With that fucking pencil. Chronicles of Riddick. Okay, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it's the Chronicles of Riddick when what's her name gets sent to jail and some dudes are trying to pick on her, and he goes, I'll give you 5 seconds to leave before I kill you with this teacup. And he finishes his tea, and then he sets it down on the, and then he like turns it upside down on the rock. And they're like, yeah, right. And some dude attacks him, and he smashes the cup on the rock, and causes it to shatter, and then shoves it into his chest and twists it around.
Oh my god.
Halle Berry's in the movie.
I was gonna ask about her. How does she do?
She is just as good as he is.
Nice.
And you know what's even better?
She got dogs.
She has dogs.
Yeah, I saw that in the trailer.
And these dogs are ridiculous. Like
Are the dogs shooting guns?
No, but it's worse. It's worse than getting. I would rather get shot with a gun than get attacked by those dogs. They
dance
was
with the dogs.
They was tearing those people up. And you know what a lot of the attacks were?
What?
To the crotch.
Oh no, I'm not. Nope. I'm bringing a cup.
It was like a lot of combination stuff, but I don't want to spoil it for you.
Okay.
They went into John Wick's background. I don't want to spoil that too much.
Okay, that's fine.
But it was pretty interesting. There was another part of the movie that was very cringy. You'll see.
Cringe. Okay, so are you using?
Are you planning on going to see this movie?
Yes.
in
What?
theater?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So let me know when you go because I would like to see it again.
Oh, okay. Lit.
And I already talked about the lower camera shots. The only
The one
cons
takes.
the only cons
love 'em.
that I had, huh?
The one takes. I love them.
Yeah. The only cons that I had with the movie was that there's a part of the movie that I felt like, and I'm not the guy that usually says this, but there was a part in the movie where I was like, they really could have did
without it. Okay. Was it like filler or
No, it's very much like in part of the story, but it was just like it's because of what he does afterwards. It's like, then why? But anyway,
Okay.
in my opinion, the story itself wasn't as captivating because it wasn't as captivating when you compare it to the first one because obviously the first one hits you home because his wife dies.
Yeah.
She leaves him a dog. They kill the dog.
Everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
And they take this car, right? Is it second or first one?
The second one is when they take the car.
No, they take the car in the first
I
one.
thought the first one.
Yeah.
Oh
The
yeah,
whole
you're
reason
right.
that the
So
whole thing starts is because they break in to steal the car and they kill the dog, and then he
Yeah.
just goes on a friggin' rampage.
Number 2 starts him getting back the car.
yeah, so he loses his wife, kills the dog, and loses his car.
Yeah.
So that story, anybody on this planet could relate to.
Yeah. You either killed my wife. You can relate to that.
Yeah.
You loss of a loved one, loss of a pet, and then loss of maybe a car you bought because of your midlife crisis or something.
Well, the thing about it was both of those things, the dog and the car came from his wife.
Yeah.
So that makes it twice as bad.
Yeah.
But that's this
All I'm
story.
saying is, if you can shoot my wife, right?
Okay.
You can get rid of my dog. Or no, you can get rid of my car. You touch my dog, dude.
It's guns out.
This wrench is out.
Oh shit.
And you know what really sucked about that part was because when he woke up and you saw the trail of blood because they had injured the dog like over there,
Yeah.
and it crawled all the way to him and died because they wanted to die next to him. That jump was anyway.
A serious.
So that's the one element. I mean, it's still kind of about his wife, but it's not as engaging.
Are you kidding, Randall?
What? This is the screen protector, not the screen.
Okay. I was gonna say, dude.
But yeah, other than that, this movie is in my opinion, I loved it.
Oh, okay, then I guess as a comparison, is this your favorite Wick movie?
See, again, like I was just saying, it's kind of hard. As far as action, yes, by far.
Okay.
But as far as story, I mean, nothing,
Did they all build it?
nothing trumps the whole beginning. It's like,
Yeah.
he lost all these things. It's more emotional.
Right.
So that's all I got for John.
All right. So we're swapping back and forth here. Brian, Mutant Year Zero.
Is it on Xbox Game Pass? I played.
Yes.
I remember what it was maybe like 2 or 3
Bless you.
weeks ago. I was like, let me find a me time game where I don't have to play with anybody. I don't have to stream the game. It's just whenever I need to unwind or whatever. So I had a little Mutant Year Zero because I saw a duck with a shotgun. And I was like, I gotta play this. It's basically, it's XCOM with characters that matter. So you're not just training a random soldier and name him Tim, give him like a gold fucking afro and then put him in. There's specific characters, I guess, like Fire Emblem, and you recruit them or whatever, and it plays like XCOM to the point where they use same terms like Overwatch when you stop your turn there, but you make your character shoot whoever walks by you, like as a reaction. They have the same terminology and all that. I haven't beat it yet, but I put a good amount of time into it. The characters have Okay, there's a story that is actually kind of interesting. This all starts after war, and I think
Is
lots
it
of nukes
okay?
to the point where humanity is almost extinct, and some people made it out safely because they went to like certain safe zones, not like a fallout shelter, but
Like a bunker?
um kind of. The your characters are from a place called an arc, which is like a it's like an elevated place. It's like a skyscraper high place where
Okay.
they stay there and pull together resources. Um, but there's other people that stood around on like the nuked area, and they're called ghouls for the most part. The characters are ducks and pigs and foxes because they were found there first, like as young, and they just mutated and happened to be
Those animals.
turned into animals. These people are called stalkers because they're used as like the go-to squads to go into the nuked area to find resources and bring them back to the Ark.
Okay.
So they have to go around and loot people. There's still people to kill. There's more enemies that are plot related that you'll find later. But yeah, the story to me is actually way better than the XCOM ones because I don't know the story of XCOM. I just know, hey, there's aliens, survive.
Okay.
Um, there's kind of free roaming, so you don't go into your ship, like XCOM after every mission. Oh, let me research this, whatever. You go back whenever you need to buy supplies, upgrade your stuff, talk to the old guy who runs the Ark, or yeah, it's all the reason you need to go over there because you can save wherever, and then you go back into the world and you can kind of free roam. There's special areas you don't need to go to, but you can walk around, sneak around enemies if you want. Wait for them to separate and kill them one by one instead of just landing there and then there's a fight. It's really interesting. There's loot.
Wait. So it's open world,
Not necessarily. It's kind of linear.
or is it like Destiny, where it's like it give you a huge area and then you can like explore that, and then you can go to another huge area and explore that.
You know how in Diablo there's small zones and you're basically always traveling through small zones, but they're still the same map.
Sure.
Kind of like that.
Got
But
it.
the enemies don't keep spawning. Like you clear that area, you get the loot.
Mm-hmm.
You can go. You can either just follow the plot, or you can level up and go to side areas that are hard and do stuff like that. You can only have 3 people in your squad at a time, which I'm sad about. I don't know what the
4?
fascination is with 3, yeah, especially since this isn't like Mass Effect where it makes sense because you only have so many D-pad directions to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
I like 4 though for like RTSs at the very least, or strategy games at the very least.
I wonder if it changes if you're on PC. You can
Good
apparently
question.
download the demo for free. They have a demo version.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It seems
Steam
like
has
they
a
just-
demo version. Sorry, I
It
didn't mean
seems
to
like they
interrupt.
just ported over the thing. It because even the UI is kind of like Destiny, where even with the controller, it acts like a mouse cursor. So maybe they just ported it over from the PC version. I'm not sure. It runs well. There's some glitches that randomly happen, but nothing that breaks the game. It's just funny to look at. Like,
Looks
there's
like-
some characters where I'm moving, I'm trying to get behind cover, but it'll glitch so that character's permanently doing the running animation, but she's behind a wall, but she's permanently doing it. And when she's shooting, she's just doing this, and you see a bullet come out of her chest. So that was weird.
I like the art
But yeah,
style.
the art's cool, the story's cool, the gameplay feels like a better XCOM. I like those kind of turn-based strategy games. So maybe that's what the bias is coming from. But I really recommend it if you like games like XCOM.
Two things. From the screenshots on Steam, it looks like it's 3 per squad because of the UI on the top left. Second, there's a gun called Rambino.
It's a gun that's like an assault rifle, but they shoot it in bursts.
Okay.
So far, it's the best gun I've found.
Oh, well, with a name like that, I don't doubt it.
Right?
Rambino.
What else do you need?
I thought you were gonna say it shoots Sylvester Stallone. There goes my joke. Fuck it.
There's a kind of
English.
there's a kind of mechanic with the equipment and the guns where some of them are silent. So you could if you ambush somebody, like if you wait for them to separate and you ambush and you shoot at this guy with this gun, you won't alert other people
Oh.
unless he's alive. Like if you shoot him and he's still alive, you're like, hey, I'm getting shot over here. But you can do silent takedowns like that. Some of the grenades, like there's a chem flare thing that makes it so you have a better chance of hitting the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
But that one's silent, as opposed to a hand grenade, where if that goes off, you're gonna alert everybody.
Oh,
So
okay.
it seems like they saw XCOM and they're like, let me add
Improved.
a fox with an eye patch, and I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy.
So who are your favorite characters?
Right now I don't know if I found everybody, but I use the pig Borman is his name because he's a tank. I recently found the fox lady named Pharaoh, and she's British accent and she has an eye patch, so she won me over. And then there's a girl named Selma who has like tree powers.
Like Swamp Thing?
Like she can root you to the ground in an AoE, so you can't move for a turn.
Oh.
She has some ability where she has frog legs and she can jump wherever she wants.
Jesus.
Nice.
Just I haven't met a character yet that I'm like, why is he here? Like they all seem entertaining.
Okay. All right.
So if you like those kind of games, I recommend it.
Alright, I'm gonna download
XComs.
the demo for it. It looks pretty cool.
I think you'll probably get a kick out of it since you like XCOM. All right. We're going to bounce it right back at you, Randall. Let's see. Which one should we go for? Oh, yes. The Jordan Peele Academy Award winning movie. I'm sure it's going to win something. That guy's on a hot streak or something.
So the reason
Us.
The reason why I put that in that section was because it's a personal reason, not a reflection on the movie itself. I don't really watch horror movies.
Okay.
And I can't really see me being animate about going to see a horror movie in the theater. So if you're into that sort of thing, then yeah, it's probably a must watch in theater because, you know, you got the big screen, you got the ambient noise, all that stuff like that.
You got everybody else yelling, screaming. Mm-hmm.
So
The Groot
that's the reason why I put it in that section. Not to take away from the movie not being good. Overall, I thought the movie was good.
Did you jump? Get scared? Did you scream?
It's not one of those movies. I mean, let me think.
Is it?
It's not one of those movies. It's not one of those
Jump scare movies?
Jump scare movies. So that's one of the biggest things that I put down here, or I should say the first thing, is that it did a good job at playing on your psyche with imagery and creepiness and lights and effects and stuff like that.
So it's more of a suspense or like unsettling
It's very
type of horror?
So you know that very thing that Brian doesn't like
Oh, no.
is in the movie.
They use that as scare tactics?
It's in the like very begin, not the very beginning, but it's like in the first act.
Okay.
And it's not a long scene, but it's not a short scene in it either.
So it keeps you in that...
It's that thing that goes up your back and that gives you chills.
Uh-huh.
It stays there for a little while, and it's like it's very unsettling.
Okay.
So and me personally, when you have movies like this, so you know how you had the different types of horror movies like Freddy or whatever, which I've never seen, but you have stuff that has to do with like things that aren't natural, like demonic powers type stuff like that, whatever. That's one genre of horror. But then you have the other type of horror where it's a little more grounded and realistic because it's like one of those situations where like this could actually possibly happen.
Uh-huh.
So that plays on your psyche a little more because it's believable that this can happen tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
So it's that type of thing.
Okay.
Which I don't know about you or anybody else in this chat, but for me that stuff plays on my mind and it kind of like messes up my mind a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of bothers me more.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you have situations where anyone's in prison or they have to do very harsh things, that stuff messes my head up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this movie does. Like it has a lot of that stuff in it. So one of the biggest things that I also put that I thought the actors did an excellent job playing their characters because
We have to play it twice, right?
that's my exact point, is that you're so engulfed in the movie and these characters that you almost forget that they're playing two characters
Mm-hmm.
because they're so separate.
Mm-hmm.
they're like literally drastically different.
Okay.
And you forget. So they did, as far as the acting is concerned, I thought the acting was done very well. Especially the ones that were the doppelgangers. They were creepy, man. Extremely creepy. Like I said, one of the parts is like the stuff that Brian doesn't like. They do that a lot.
Oh shit! So Brian's gonna love this movie.
And they just move weird, man. If you look at the trailer, like it's a part where the lady who's like the mom, she's running down a hallway and she doesn't run like a normal person runs. It's like everything from the waist up is stiff serial killer look. But then you have these legs scurrying really fast, so it's like she's running like this down the hallway.
What the hell?
And then you go around the corner and she's sitting on a chair, not facing you, with her back to you, looking down a hallway with nothing, where all you see is nothing but black void. And you're like, okay, why the heck is she sitting there? And what the heck is she looking at? Mind you, they all fight with
knives,
scissors.
Oh, wait, scissors specifically?
Scissors specifically.
I guess that's like a plot thing.
Which a scissor as a weapon is just terrifying in itself, because not only could you get stabbed, they can cut something off.
Well, I mean, you were told not to run with them, so you have that.
So he does a very Peele does a very good job at playing on these little things that messes with your mind, because sometimes he doesn't show everything, and the worst thing you can do in a horror movie is not show everything, because then that leaves your mind to think of the worst possible thing. That's
when it's done correctly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like when things like in Saw, when they just see the flesh being torn over and over again, and you become a, what's the word? Numb to it, or yeah. Like at that point you're like, okay, cool, who survives? Instead of still being scared. Same with like horror games. Once you see the big bad, you're not scared of it anymore. You just, hey, how do I game the system to beat the dude or get around him or run away? Unless it's fucking Mr. X. That man will punch you the second you open the door, and that's still scary.
I want to be him when I grow up.
He's dead though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the millennial way.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's a must-watch. Well, you've been speaking on the horror. Does the story pay off?
So that was what I was getting ready to go into, is that the story has messages. So it's not one of those. I mean, it's possible that you could look at it on the first look and pick up everything, but I've seen the movie twice. So the second time I watch it, I picked up on more. I understand the message behind different things, and that in itself makes the movie evolve. And it makes it even better when you watch it the second time.
Oh, okay.
So it depends on it's a person by person case, depending on who you are. If you like movies like that, where there's hidden messages that relate to real life, if you like stuff like that, then you would like this. I know on Rotten Tomatoes the critics gave it a high score, but the people gave it like a 60 something. So
and you think it could be because of that reason? Some people aren't picking up on messages.
Yeah, exactly. It could. Again, you just have some people out there who, as soon as they see horror, they thinking, slasher, guts. I mean, there's stuff like that in this movie, but it plays more on your intellect, like your mind.
More psychological.
It's way more psychological. And that junk, in my opinion, that junk is worse because it stays with you. So
I have a 2-part question for you. Did you like, what was the movie before
Get
this?
Out.
Did you like Get Out?
Get Out was decent. Did I like it? I thought it was entertaining. I wouldn't say that I would add it to my collection of movies, but I thought when I watched it, I thought it was it. The best I can answer is to say that I thought it was entertaining.
So do you prefer that movie or this movie as a whole?
I definitely prefer Us. I mean, I'm not in a hurry to watch Us again, because like I said, That junk messes with your head, man. You guys, it might be different. You guys might look at things differently, and that type of stuff doesn't bother you. Like, for example, I can look at someone and see their silhouette, and I could be talking to them, and they not say anything, and they just be standing there, and that doesn't bother me. But Brian, on the other hand, that junk really gets under his skin. So I think it's a case by case situation. You might look at the movie, you might be like, it's or it might even be boring to you. But for me, I'm the type of person who like looks at certain things and that junk like it trips me out, man, because it gets in my head and then I can't get it out and
you can't sleep.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes I end up like having a dream with something in the movie that ends up being in my dream. And it's not like I wake up scared or anything like that, but it's just the fact that I don't believe that it's far-fetched that these type of things happen in this world.
Okay.
Are those the best dreams though? When you watch something and you go to sleep and you have a dream about whatever it is that you just saw?
I haven't dreamed in years, so I don't know.
Unfortunately, I don't remember my dreams either. Like for me, I feel like I'm teleporting through time. I close my eyes, black, I wake up, oh shit, it's already X amount of hours later. I don't remember them. Yeah.
For me, it's literally just I see black, and then it's just the same stream of consciousness or thought as if I'm awake. So I don't really actually sleep anymore. I just close my eyes.
Not with that attitude.
I remember when I was a lot younger, maybe my early teens, I was dreaming. After a certain point, this is black. I'm dead inside. Speaking of dead.
So, the other two pros that I had was that the messages, like I said, that I recognized.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that I wrote, I noticed that it's like duality, self-perspective, and privilege versus unprivileged. Those are some of the messages you'll be able to pick up when you watch it.
Okay.
There's two plot twists. One is revealed through the story, and the other one is like you'll pick up on it after. You might pick up on it the first time of watching it, but I picked up on it the second time I watched it.
Okay.
And it's like plot twist that's like, what the heck, man? It's like one of those plot twists.
Okay.
The only negative that I had about the movie is that it seems like there's this running problem with horror movies where you always have the protagonist who does non-intelligent things that usually result in them either getting hurt, captured, or dead.
Or causing harm to their party.
Exactly. So I just wish that if when movies like this get made, I just wish that the protagonist is realistically intelligent, like everybody here, right? I understand that when you're in a situation, you get your blood pressure goes up, you get scared, you're frantic, you might not think clear, but for the most part, I think most people be able to handle themselves under certain situations, right?
Okay.
They won't do like ridiculously stupid things. And I just wish that in movies that people were more intelligent and more realistic in their thinking and their behavior, and they should just buff the antagonist. And I mean, like, it's like take a situation like in the beginning of this movie, like that you see in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler thing. But if you have 4 figures at 2 a.m. in your driveway standing there, and you go outside and you say, "Can you please leave?" and they don't say anything, they don't do anything, and they're just standing there, either you go back in the house, you lock everything down, you get every weapon that you know, and you all centralize in one location, and you call the authorities and you call your neighbors, you get ready for junk to pop off.
Right.
Or you get in the car and you leave. You don't like scurry around and separate and stuff like that. Like it's just, I'm just tired of seeing that. Like I want to see intelligent decisions, and I want to be like, when something happens, it's like, dang, man, you did everything you could. Like they're on their A game. I'm sorry. Like
you wanted to seem like they're no, even if they did everything right, it's still fucking them over.
It's not even about the people getting screwed over. It's just that the antagonist is good at whatever it is that he does.
Okay.
That's what makes it scary. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
Kelsey.
you're good.
That's, in my opinion, that's what I think what makes a situation scary. Is when you do everything right subjectively, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. That's terrifying because you cannot say, man, I should have locked the door, or I should have locked the back door, or when I saw them outside, maybe I should have went in the room and got my gun and loaded it. It's not none of you did all of that stuff. You got the gun, you locked all the doors, you called the authorities, you called your neighbors, you alerted everybody, you turned on every light in the house. It didn't in the end, it didn't matter. They still broke in, they still held half your family because of XYZ. At that point, it's terrifying because now you have no idea what to do. You don't know where to turn.
That's when the panic sits in.
Yeah.
True panic.
I think that's real terror. But in movies, they don't do that. When it's horror, someone does something stupid. Someone leaves the back door. Why is the back door open anyway at 2 a.m.? Like, come on, man.
Fido had to pee, man. Yeah, I have to agree. Like, it's really annoying. You know, like, I hear a noise. Guys, you wait here. I'm gonna go walk into that room that's completely pitch black and see if anything's in there, and they get stabbed in the back. Like,
there's something here.
Yeah, it would be nice to actually have the whole, like, intelligent protagonist that is really trying to, like, prevent things from happening and not just kind of winging it, and then have that other person still be one step ahead of them regardless. Like, that would be truly terrifying.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. It definitely adds to it. Okay. So, at the end of the day, must watch then.
Us?
Yeah.
I think it's a good watch.
Okay.
It's kind of hard of a stretch for me to say must watch.
Is this gonna be queued up for October?
Speaking of which, Jana wants to do another thing with movies, but we don't know what. Like, you know how we did horror movies for October?
Mm-hmm.
But we can do some other collection of movies. I was thinking, I haven't pitched it yet, but maybe like by director or something. I don't know. Like watch of all of Tarantino's or Wes Anderson or
just pick
Ridley
an
Scott.
actor and watch all the movies.
For the actor?
Yeah.
No, because then I'll get sick of the actor.
Pick, what's his name?
George Clooney. He had like 80 movies.
Liam Neeson.
You should just pick Liam Neeson. Watch 96 Takens.
But we get to see Batman Begins. And that movie's hard.
Do a random number generator, but fix it between like certain years by decade. Make it pick out of a certain number, and then just watch movies of that decade.
Oh, of the decade? Yeah, we'll see. We're still being ironed out. Let me quickly talk about season 1. I guess it's only one season. It's a miniseries. Chernobyl. It's hot on the press right now. Everyone fucking loves it. So I'm like, shit, before the podcast today, I'll watch an episode. First episode's an hour and a half. And wow, what pilot. It was a great pilot. So, I mean, this is the story of what happened in Chernobyl, where the power plant exploded. And this pilot takes place moments after it explodes. Oh, actually, it starts off 2 years after the events, following a certain character, and then it goes back in time to the early morning when it exploded. Starting at 1:30 a.m., I think it is. And it begins. The events that happened in that first day, and it's I want to say scary, but it's worrisome because this could happen. There's power plants all over the world with radiation in it that it can explode, and within the first few hours, what happens to the human body, they try to illustrate it in as best as they could in the pilot episode. I'm guessing it gets worse throughout the series. It's only 5 episodes. Saw the first one today. I'm probably gonna blow through this and have like a full miniseries review next week. But so far, I'm hooked. The ending of this episode was great, in a way where I guess it's not spoilers, but you can see a cloud of the power plant, right? That's full of radiation and contamination. Well, as it's spreading, because remember, it starts off at 1:30 in the morning. By the time this episode ends, it's like 6, 7 a.m. So the sun's out. You get to see more things because it happens at night, so it's kind of hard to see at the outside. Well, there's a shot of the smoke getting further and further away from the plant as if it was spreading. Well, it goes over a body of a forest. And you can see a trail of the trees like slowly changing color. I think they've changed color in a matter of hours.
Are they dying?
I think so. It's green, and the smoke's hovering over like a bunch of trees, like a forest or whatever, and it's like as if it was fall. There's brown leaves, like brown trees, and then it ends with like kids about to go into school because it's like 6 in the morning, and people are thinking they're fine. And then a bird like hits the ground, shrivels up, dies, and then it says directed by whatever. And I'm like, holy fuck. So I'm assuming things are gonna get worse and worse in the next 4 episodes. So I mean, if you can handle natural disaster shows that can possibly still happen today, I highly recommend so far. That first pilot, or the only pilot. The pilot was great. I don't know the actor's name. There's 2 actors on here.
They have
One of them is
names.
Yeah. They have the dude. Brian, remember Lane?
Jared Harris
I think
is awesome.
Harris.
Stalin,
That's his actor name.
Skarsgård
Yep.
is amazing.
They're both great. They didn't show Skarsgård. Sorry, but Harris seems to be like the main guy. So yeah, Randall, right back at you, man. I think you're the last person with things to consume. We're an hour and a half already in.
What's left?
And we still have a shit ton of news to go through.
And we got E3 predictions too. What a week, guys. What a week to be alive, you know? You still got Godzilla and Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I didn't really write anything down for Batman v
TMNT.
Because, I mean, you pretty much covered everything. Like, the fight choreography, like you said, was excellent.
Okay,
It was a really good
So
movie.
you saw it?
Yeah, it was a really good movie.
I mean, I saw it. So did you like the animation?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was
Of
great.
course, I was rooting for my boy, so.
Shredder?
When he, I don't know if he slammed his head up against the wall or kneed.
Face mush.
I think there's a face mush. There's a face mush.
It was either a face mush or a knee. I think it was like, you know what I thought about when I saw that part? The Raid.
The first one?
Seen it.
I haven't seen the second one yet.
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, I can vouch for the first Raid over and over again. The first Raid's phenomenal. I haven't seen the second one.
Godzilla. So Godzilla.
Why did you want to go watch Godzilla?
Because I like Godzilla.
Okay.
And I saw the first one. And I also saw King Kong. Kong.
Kong Skull Island.
Yeah. Which I don't know if you know that, but they're all in the same world.
Yeah, they started doing the Universal Monsters universe or whatever.
Okay. So I saw this, of course, in IMAX 3D.
Why 3D?
Because I actually like 3D.
Okay.
But it was really, really good in IMAX 3D to see the scale, the shots. Did you see the first one?
Yes.
So you know how like in the first one it was like a hint of Godzilla?
Yeah.
And it focused heavily on people.
Yeah.
This was the complete opposite. It was more about Godzilla and the monsters and less about the people.
So it's more just action. It was just Godzilla beating the crap out of everybody.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I mean, like not. I guess Godzilla fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was already what I just mentioned was the screen time. The Godzilla and the monsters had a lot of screen time. The fights were very cool, and like I said, because I saw it in IMAX 3D, so that helped a lot. It was just enormous. Like you felt every hit. You felt it was just massive, man. It was. I don't know if I would have felt the same way if I was looking at it on a regular screen.
Did it feel like you were like at street level?
Yeah. Some shots were at street level. Some shots was like right next to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. And it wasn't like again, it wasn't like the whole typical Hollywood shot 5 inches away from the people so you can't see what they're doing.
I would hope not. These are either animatronic or
But
CG,
for some reason,
so it should be wide shots for.
I think for some reason they do that because they think that it adds to the
Action.
I don't know. But anyway, they didn't do that in this movie. So you could see what was going on.
Good.
And it was a lot. But anyway, I can't pronounce his name. Ken Watanabe.
Ken Watanabe.
Watanabe. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
my favorite character in the movie.
Well, he was in the first one.
Yeah. So here's the thing. The character development and the characters themselves are very forgettable.
Ooh.
Even
Forgettable, yeah.
Yeah. Even though your girl is in there from Stranger Things.
My girl?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know, but yeah, I know.
I don't mean like she's your girl. I mean like, you know.
Okay. I'm like, I enjoy her Stranger Things. I'm not like I don't have a fan page.
I don't mean like you specifically.
Millie Bobby Brown. That's her name.
She was good, but it was just the people's roles in the movie were just, they didn't really add much to the movie. It felt
were they even plot points?
Mindless robots.
Okay.
Delivering lines. One of the negative things that I mentioned, that I wrote down was that the logic behind the monsters being released felt mediocre and not fleshed out.
Okay.
So it almost seems like they just was like, let's just write something to get all these monsters to be released. It wasn't like a really well thought out, you know, this is why this is happening.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to spoil it for you, but the reason when you find out why they're being released, you're going to be like, let's just continue to watch the movie. That's how you're going to feel.
You just want to be like, go back to
I'm just going to gloss over this, and at least I get to see Godzilla. That's what you're going to be thinking.
Okay.
Sorry. Is it worth going to see? Or?
Yeah, like, you say must watch here, but it sounds like I should wait.
Okay, so let me explain my reasoning why I said must watch. I put must watch because I'm speaking from my own interpretation. I like Godzilla. I like big monsters. And I like seeing Godzilla fight these monsters. And I wasn't necessarily going for a very good, in-depth story.
Oh, you were there. Okay, hold on. I can cut you off right there. You were there for the
Monsters Rumble.
He was there to see people end the apocalypse.
Yes.
You were there Pacific Rim style.
I was there to see Godzilla cancel the apocalypse.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
If I went there and it happened to be a very compelling story, then that would have been the icing on the cake.
Uh-huh.
But I did not go to see Godzilla, King of the Monsters, to be like, well, you know,
Oscar worthy.
This is an Oscar worthy performance, and this is some of the most deep, most in-depth story that I've ever. No, I was not expecting that.
You were like, somebody hit somebody.
Yeah, I was expecting to see a whole bunch of eye candy, and I was not disappointed.
Okay.
But if you're going to see a very cohesive, very like all put together, well packaged story, then you're sadly mistaken.
Okay.
But if you're going for
the spectacle,
I want to see Godzilla
yeah,
and some monsters and some action, then yeah, it's a must watch.
So it's just a good old fashioned action spectacle.
If you don't like 3D, I definitely recommend IMAX.
Okay. I can't get behind the 3D stuff. It doesn't, to me, add
I don't
anything.
like IMAX.
For me, IMAX, I can see that. I can see the argument for that, but not 3D. Oh my God, we're done with the consumption.
Oh, I forgot to mention that in Us, your girl was in the movie. What's her name?
Who's my girl now?
The Handsmaid.
Oh, Elizabeth Moss.
Peggy?
Peggy.
She's in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's been doing great on that show. And speaking of which, that starts this week. So, let's get it. All right. Now that we're an hour and 40 in, a lot of this new stuff is E3 related anyway. So, E3 2019 this week begins Thursday with Google Stadia releasing
We're talking about this shit again.
I'm sorry. I'm speaking. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so tired of hearing about Stadia.
You're gonna be using it.
I'm not. I promise.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. Anyway, if I was rudely interrupted, Google will have a Stadia Connect, very similar to Nintendo Directs that they have, Sony's State of Play, where it's just a video with information on whatever it is. This video will have information on price, game announcements, and I think when it actually is available to the public. Or it says and more. Whatever the hell that means. So yeah. What else was announced? I'm going to go through what we do know for E3, and then we can start making our predictions. That sounds good?
Yeah.
Crickets? Fuck, guys. Pretend that you want to be here. Fuck.
Sorry, I was asked a question from an outside source.
I was looking to see if they were going to talk about the controller and when I can own one.
Yeah,
you guys
they will.
do that. I have to help find something for Shannon. Be right back.
Okay.
No, I didn't say I hope they do. I was seeing if they said they were going to mention it.
And then Microsoft, what is it? Prior to this, they announced that they're going to have games on Steam, which is a great win for all PC players. Halo's, I think, was added, and I think they announced another game. I think Forza. Or was it Gears? One of them. I forgot. Doesn't say. Or maybe it does. Who cares? That's not, I guess, I don't know why did I add that on there. What else? Bethesda. On Bethesda's part, Todd Howard said that he knows things about the next gen consoles, that both Microsoft and Sony are making the right moves, that apparently this time at the starting line, no one's making mistakes. I guess he's referencing what happened the beginning of last gen, when the Xbox came out with TV, and Sony just had crappy network.
I think he's just happy how they're going because he asked each one of them, "Can I port Skyrim into this?" And they said, "Yeah." And he's like, "They're doing it way better than last time."
Yeah, they're like, "Yeah, sure, we can put Skyrim on this." All right, they're doing great. Ubisoft, Watch Dogs Legion leaks, so we know that's gonna be at their conference. The cool thing about this, Cobra in the chat says they should both do one thing: remove the fees for internet play. Yes, that's an old fucking fee that we're all done with at this point. Like, there's no need for us to pay for that.
I think it should just evolve into like the subscription thing that Game Pass is, and that Nintendo, I guess, is I don't know what the fuck Nintendo's doing. Oh no, they have like the old games where you can play a certain amount of
old games.
That's all we should be paying for, I guess. If you want to pay $20, you get unlimited access to a library. Cool. I'm not trying to own a console and then spend money on top of paying for internet to play with somebody for 3 minutes.
Yep, I agree. I'm sure they're telling each other, no, we can keep the price. Free-to-play games don't need the fee. We don't care free to play games. That's why they're called free to play. That'd be ridiculous if I'm getting a free to play and I have to pay for internet or not internet. Online service.
The only good fighting game that was free to play got canceled, so there's nothing else I really want to play.
Okay. So yeah, Watch Dogs Legion. It's gonna be set in London, and apparently they have some crazy deep game mechanics where you can play as any NPC with their own animations, own voices, and they actually relate to, or they also work into the game system. Like playing as certain NPCs unlock certain things you can do in the game, as in like being in a certain place, certain time with a certain NPC opens up another thing you can do, things of that nature. I guess they'll show more at the Ubisoft conference, but I'm hype because Watch Dogs 1 was kind of meh. I thought they improved with Watch Dogs 2, made it more wacky, more colorful, taking itself less seriously. It was just more fun to play. And now this seems like they're adding some complex ass mechanics or some deep mechanics anyway, to this London one. And then Square, they've already tweeted out the Avengers game is finally going to get a reveal after 2-3 years. I think the leak that they mentioned was it's going to be a 4-player co-op game, up to 4-player co-op. So that's going to be awesome. I mean, I'm sure from the teaser you can get to play as Cap, Iron Man. I think Thor's hammer was in that teaser. You'll play as the Avengers we know, and maybe more. So yeah, that'll be at Square Enix's press conference, and I think that's it in terms of. We'll have to skip the news. We'll just stick with the predictions because we're already low on time. So yeah, I guess I'll open it up. What do you guys want to see at E3? I can start off with it. Like I want to see Rocksteady's next game. They've been done with Arkham. What was it? That city. What was that their city?
Knights.
Arkham Knight years ago. Cobra in the chat says Ghost Recon Breakpoint. We already seen it. I'm talking about like new. Like they're gonna show more gameplay maybe, but
Okay.
they already showed gameplay. So I mean, they're gonna show maybe more gameplay, but I don't want that because we already seen. I got the picture from what they shown
I
already.
haven't seen anything on it.
I know how that game is gonna work for the most part.
I would like to see a trailer for
Say it.
for the new God of War.
That's interesting. Not Last of Us.
Well, we've already seen
Like a release. You don't want like a release date or.
I mean,
Yeah,
they could post a release date on the internet somewhere, but
Sony's not at E3 this year.
So you're only talking about who's going to be at E3?
Yeah, Sony doesn't have a press conference this year. They backed out. Now they started doing the state of play stuff, which is the thing that Nintendo's been doing with their Nintendo Direct. So the press conferences is going to be the Google one. It's not a press conference. It's like a Nintendo Direct kind of thing, which is on Thursday. EA has a bunch of panels and stuff on Saturday. Microsoft has their press conference on Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, followed by Bethesda, I think like at 7 or 8. And then Devolver Digital after that, like late at night on Sunday.
Should we be doing it by section instead of just what we want to see? Like
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
And then Monday,
it's more organized.
we have Ubisoft and Square Enix. And then Tuesday will be Nintendo Direct. I forgot to put Nintendo. Sorry. So yeah, for Google. I mean, you guys have already heard me fucking diarrhea shit out of the mouth about Google Stadia. What do I want to see? Everything. All the games they're gonna announce, the price, how the pricing works. When do we get to actually invest in this shit? Like, I don't know if you guys have anything to add to that. Like, we just needed more information.
I'm just interested in the controller. I want to buy it.
Gotcha. And Kelsey's sick of it. So
I hope that they have some kind of not backwards compatibility. I hope it's supported on all consoles and PC because I I don't have a PS4 anymore. I don't have the controller anymore, so I'm using the fucking Pro controller on PC. But not every PC game supports it, so I'm very limited into what I can play on PC with a controller now. So I just need that to work on Steam, on fucking Switch for whatever reason on Xbox. So I just need that one like universal controller.
I can see that happening though, because it's micro USB, I think, or maybe USB-C. You're muted, by the way, Kelsey. If you're talking to us.
If they do that, if it's below, like if I buy just the controller, if it's below like 60 or below, I'd rather pay 40 at most, to be honest. But if it does that and it's 60, I can justify the 60.
All right. For two things, or a couple things anyway. One, you can connect almost any controller to the Switch. I sent you a video and it shows that he's like playing with some weird thing on it, and it's absolutely hilarious. But he goes through like an Xbox, a PS4 controller, and a bunch of other things.
Well, the main issue is I needed to work on a controller that works on that. I needed to work on Xbox and PC because I'm using the Pro controller for my PC because I don't have a PS4 controller anymore.
I don't see
like Dead Cells. I tried to play it on stream today. My controller's not a controller to that game.
I don't see it working on the Xbox, but
supported.
What is it that you said I'm sick of? Sorry.
Stadia.
Oh yeah.
You're not a huge cloud person, so
like, don't get me wrong. Like it's a cool idea and it's gonna help out a lot of people. It's just not something I'm super interested in.
I feel you. You're dead to me. So yeah, Cobra, I'm definitely excited about Google Stadia and Microsoft xCloud. I'm not like loyal to only Google. I'm really hyped to see what xCloud is gonna come. Johan says he wants to see Final Fantasy. That's 14, right? Yeah, 14. That'll definitely, I think, will be shown at Square Enix. They have a lot. They have quite a lot to show. They have a new game. I think they teased. It's gonna be like a sci-fi action RPG. I think it's called The Drifters. I think, or something like that.
You had me at sci-fi, and you said action. I think, and you said RPG. So I think you got me.
You said all of his keywords.
Yeah, it was
just like customization, and I already bought it.
I don't know about that. The teaser was like somebody who was in cryo, and it's initiating something, and then it's called The Drifters or something. All right.
Sorry, quick side note because of something that Brian just said. Speaking of customization, have you seen shit, I asked you guys about this the other day.
Code Vein?
Yeah, that one.
No, I haven't watched anybody.
So it has a huge customization thing. Like you could literally spend days doing nothing but customizing your character.
Okay. You have anything to add for the Google? All right, let's move on. Cobra asks, what would they show at Ubisoft? We'll get there. Let's go through Microsoft and Bethesda. Microsoft. The next
excited.
Fucking huge mega conference. Let's start with, they also announced they have like 14 first-party games they're going to show. Because, I mean, they bought like 7 studios, including the ones they already own. xCloud, which you know already I'm on board. I want to see what they got to show. How's it going to work? Is it going to be included in Xbox Game Pass? Are they finally going to merge Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold? So we only have to pay one monthly thing instead of 2 separate things. Halo Infinite is probably going to be shown. New Gears is going to be shown, obviously. Forza Motorsport 8, I guess, unless they're working on something else. Because last year we had Horizon, so this year would be the simulator one, which would be Motorsport. The new Ori game, I'm sure they're going to show a little bit of that. Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisps, or whatever it is. And then a bunch of, maybe Battletoads. They announced that they were working on it. What else?
Gears. I don't know if you said Gears.
Yeah, I said Gears. And maybe new IP. They have a bunch of new studios.
Yeah, I'm really excited for all of their Xbox stuff to come to Steam.
And that too. They'll definitely probably announce more new first party games coming out to Steam. Because they started off with the Halo collection. I think they announced another game, but I forgot what it was.
I think they said that they weren't going to release Halo 5 for the PC though.
Is that what they said?
Is it 5 or 6?
But the new one or
Infinite 6. So it would be 5.
They announced that they were, for like the Halo whatever the Halo collection or the Master Chief collection. One of the games.
It's probably 4. Because they're
Hang on,
adding
I think
Reach.
it's actually listed in this.
It might have been 5 then. Because Halo Collection goes from Reach all the way to 4.
Yeah.
Code on the chest is
I
if
don't
they
know,
move Sea
I'll
of
have to
Thieves
go.
to Steam, I might get it. They might. Like that'd be the platform. At E3 to be like, yo, so now all first parties, anywhere. You want to buy it on Steam? You got it. Microsoft Store? You got it. On Xbox? You got it. xCloud? You got it.
See, consoles should really just start releasing exclusives for PC, and they'll make a lot more money.
I mean, it just gives players more options. Some people buy it multiple times. They'll buy it on console, and then when it gets released later on PC, they buy it again on PC, which is why
And I
they.
have all the Dark Souls for the PS3 and for PC.
So I mean, like that's why if they do release it on PC, they wait, because if you're gonna buy it on console and you buy it again, that's double the cash, man.
Now, see, the problem with that statement is that you have to own the console.
I know, yeah. So the people who don't own the
dead.
console, they'll still get it on PC, so they get their cash. But the people who can't wait, Kelsey, and got it for console, and then buys it again on PC to run it at 60 FPS, they get double the cash. Epic Store, you don't got it. I'm sure Epic is looking for. Yeah, I don't see Xbox games being sold on Epic Store, unless it's like a third-party game that has like a timed exclusive, maybe. What else? What else do you guys think we'll see at Microsoft besides their regular first-party stuff? Maybe like third-party announcements. Like maybe we'll see more Star Wars from EA's. What is it? Fallen Order, the new Jedi one.
Yeah.
We'll probably see maybe some stuff on their stage. Maybe Bethesda will show something on their stage. Capcom, last year, they what is it? They debuted Devil May Cry 5 at Microsoft stage. Maybe they'll bring back something else this year. Some people are speculating that they might announce a Resident Evil remaster, so maybe the next Resident Evil, or maybe Resident Evil 8 or Nemesis. Like, who knows? Any other third party, I guess. Maybe more Monster Hunter stuff.
You think maybe Marvel?
That would be the place.
The Monster Hunter games look really cool, but it's after playing Dauntless, it just seems like that grind is really boring and repetitive after a while.
Me and Brian played the Monster Hunter World recently, and the thing I like the most, we got to a point where you get to do an expedition where you get like the open world and you can just roam around, collect shit, and then if you want to hunt a monster, you go and do it. Like I thought that was awesome. But then
I would assume that game is a hell of a lot more fun if you actually have same thing with Warframe. Warframe is just the same shit over and over again, but it is a hell of a lot more fun when you actually have friends and things to play with.
Especially if the difficulty rank, like if it's hard and you have your friends to yell at, of course.
Like Adam and I had a blast when we played Warframe all the time, back. But that was when it was like a pay-to-win game. And I don't know. Monster Hunter looks like another one of those that's just like it's a lot because I really enjoyed Dauntless, but there just wasn't enough variety to actually do anything. And a lot of people that I've talked to that have played the Monster Hunter World are like, dude, this game's so awesome. But I got burnt out after the first 3 days because it was literally the same shit.
Well, I played it a little bit with Brian. I guess me and Brian didn't actually play together. Like we were trying to get to a point, but then we just started playing on our own. But Monster Hunter is definitely, from what I played of Dauntless earlier, a year ago, it's a much more deeper game. Monster Hunter has deeper mechanics than Dauntless did.
Oh yeah, Dauntless was very
shallow,
just scratching the surface of what Monster Hunter actually is capable of. You know, like because it was an indie game that was, you know, a free to play game that was really cool, and they did pretty well with what they had, but there just wasn't enough content, and I guess I just kind of bled over to the Monster Hunter world, and I really wanted to get it for the PC when it was coming out, but it was like 9 months after the fact,
Yeah.
so I didn't end up buying it.
That was when we played. It was also still in beta, like early access phase.
Everything that I've read, it just has nothing much has changed.
Yeah,
like they've added some stuff, but
I'm not defending the game because I have the same issue. The difference between Warframe, I don't know why I'm going to compliment this game, and Monster Hunter games, from the little I've played of them, is that Warframe's gameplay is what keeps you there. The feeling of front flipping as a ninja in space, doing all that shit, they got that part down right. It's just, why am I flipping at this point? So that I can grind for this thing that takes 17 hours unless I pay for it to fix, so then I can level that, and then I have to pay for more inventory fucking space to get that weapon. It's gonna take 3 days to make unless I spend more money.
yeah.
Monster Hunter, the gameplay itself doesn't entice me. The idea of Monster Hunter, I'm just walking around shooting shit, skinning it. I like the idea, I just don't like the execution.
Gotcha.
Say that.
Back to, I heard you guys say Capcom and I went to PTSD, but I'm assuming they're gonna actually announce fucking Street Fighter 5 content, since they haven't done anything since Kage, which is just Evil Ryu with a different name. I'm assuming they're gonna do some shit for that, probably a story mode.
Is the whole
Marvel, I'm not gonna...
Is the whole season pass out?
There's no season pass. They said they're doing it different now.
Okay, so
Actually, they released a character in December and never spoke about anything until now.
So then that's what might happen. Some more content explaining how they're going to release more content, or they're going to say, fuck it, we're doing Street Fighter 6. Or here's Marvel versus Capcom. Since we have the rights, here's your X-Men. It's called Marvel versus Capcom, whatever.
Street Fighter 3.
Third Strike?
Third Strike, there you go. I was like, something strike, and I couldn't fucking remember what it was.
If they were like... If they said Street Fighter 5 never came out, but here's Third Strike with Sagat in it now?
That was him throwing his clothes off.
Yeah,
he would spend another $30 on the spot.
I mean, Third Strike, I think, is the best Street Fighter game to exist.
Yeah, well, so that's a Street Fighter 1.
Would that be your new Skullgirls?
Never.
What kind of question was that?
It's up there. If I were to do like a tier list for fighting games of all time ever made, it would be top tier. Third Strike would be up there.
So number 1 would be Skullgirls. Number 2 would be Skullgirls. Number 3 would be
Custom Robo.
No.
Number 4 would be Third Strike Remastered. Number 5 would be Skullgirls.
Yeah, but on console. But yeah, they're probably gonna do Street Fighter 5 stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. So I don't think any Marvel stuff's gonna happen. I would like for them. I would like the idea of them making another Darkstalkers game. With what I saw what to do with Street Fighter 5, I hope they don't make another Darkstalkers game. Devil May Cry content maybe. I don't know.
Isn't Darkstalkers the one with
Morgan?
Yeah.
Morgan. Actually, Randall, you should be hyped because they might announce Nemesis remastered.
Yeah, we said he said Nemesis.
Remember, I told you PTSD when you said Cap. I didn't hear anything after.
Got it. They might, but I'd see them announcing the next Resident Evil, like 8, to follow up 7. You know how everyone's doing like an odd-off thing with a bunch of their IPs? Last year was the remake, so maybe this year will be Resident Evil 8. And then next year might be the remake to Nemesis or Veronica.
I don't know, man. They had a lot of feedback about remaking
everything. They want everything in that RE engine.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Bro, you guys, look. What do you need me to do? Like, how much do I need to pay to have you freaking remake these games?"
Johan says, Resident Evil Outbreak remake would be my wish. Besides Vampire Savior.
They have so many IPs they're sitting on that people love, but they're like, let's just port this again and do nothing with it. if it's a fighting game, and then let's care about Resident Evil Monster Hunter.
The thing is, Capcom is looking at Nintendo and saying, how can we do what Nintendo does? Nintendo resells the same game to us, and we buy it blindly. There's a new Zelda game come out that just looks prettier, and we all want to buy it.
Well, that plays different.
Mario hasn't changed since 64.
That's not true. Galaxy.
Sunshine was pretty cool.
But I'm saying it's the same type of platformers. Each level has its gimmick. Move on to the next level with its gimmick. But we buy it. And then the remakes. Mario Maker 2. Now they're telling us to make the game. And we're going to buy it. Because that shit looks fire.
They literally ported over Darkstalkers. And all they did was add achievements and sidebars. And said, we're not making another one because you guys didn't buy this enough. Because they didn't buy the same game they bought in 74 when they still had the Jerry Curl. We're not making a new one. Spend the money twice now. Look, achievement, blink, blink. You like that?
Yeah, I do like that.
I'm tired of them.
I do like the achievements.
Yeah, I like achievements. Too. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I'm not gonna buy the same game just so you can give me a new version of it.
I think Capcom's gonna announce something. I don't know what.
So many IPs that they can use too, because they can make an Okami 2 or whatever. Beautiful Joe still think Onimusha's been dead for decades. They could bring another one back.
Onimusha 3 was amazing. I still have that game on PS2, and I would still play that game in a heartbeat.
I was holding my breath because if you said it wasn't opened, I would punch you through the internet.
No, I love the Onimusha series.
Okay. But yeah, it's either they announce something new or they're gonna like go in depth with like Monster Hunter content, because that game is still selling for them. So.
Speaking of not opened yet, though, I'm thinking about selling off my Xbox and PS3 and getting a Switch, so I'll never get to play Last of Us.
How many times do I have to tell him? There's a thing called PlayStation Now. You can play on your PC.
I don't know what that is.
Fuck. So Bethesda. I already told him this. Oh my god. You raised my blood level, dude. My blood sugar levels.
Your blood pressure.
No, blood sugar. My blood sugar.
Blood level.
All right.
He's at level 10. He leveled up to level 11.
I'm evolving into a blood gula. All right.
All right. So
Bethesda. What can they show us? Hopefully they show us Starfield, because all they gave us was a fucking logo.
No, it's gonna be Fallout 76 redone.
Actually, no, you're joking. But I'm sure there's gonna be a segment of we heard you, we fucked up, sorry. Here's the roadmap for Fallout 76. Let's have a great 2019 Fallout 76. You guys made it better, mods, whatever.
I know I was laughing, but that wasn't a joke. I was laughing because of how terrible that game came out to be.
Yeah, I didn't get to play it, but I just heard through the grapevine.
I played the little beta, and again, I played it by myself, and I enjoyed it. I didn't have any issues because I was literally just playing by myself.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like I talked to Kevin Mellinson about it, and he because he used to play it, and he really liked the game. He just was like, I'm really tired of all the bugs and the glitches and things. And I think wasn't Javi or Kroby the same way?
I think they played it.
I don't remember. I just don't remember if they. I think it was just a content thing. I don't remember.
But yeah, they'll probably show Wolfenstein. The new game is coming up. Hopefully they'll show Starfield. Huh?
The new Doom, is it out?
Yeah, Doom. That's coming out this year. So they'll show Doom Eternal for a bit. Cobra says EA will probably announce the successor to Anthem. No, they're not. They don't have a press conference. They just have a bunch of panels set up with stuff they've already announced. So if they're gonna announce any new game, it might be at Xbox's press conference, but I don't see that happening.
What else is Bethesda? Oh, the new Elder Scrolls. Didn't they tease the new Elder Scrolls?
Yeah, but that game's coming later than Starfield.
They can still show a bit of it.
What?
I don't know, cause they like to show stuff after it's finished. So I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have Rage 2 already came out, so maybe DLC plans for Rage 2. Wolfenstein definitely, because that's coming out soon, so they need the publicity. Doom Eternal definitely, because that's coming out too. Maybe
Has
a new
anybody heard
Prey.
anything about Rage 2? Like,
I haven't played it yet.
A good launch?
It's out.
Yeah, that game's out, and people are just like, it's just another open world shooter with abilities. People aren't saying it's bad, but they're not saying it's great. It's like it's warm. It's like okay, it's fun ish.
Oh
There's-
yeah,
there's
it
nothing-
apparently launched on May 14th.
Mm-hmm. I just haven't got a chance to play it myself. Yeah, I don't know. You expect anything from
I'm not-
Bethesda? You really don't play much Bethesda games, Randall.
Ooh.
I mean, he doesn't. He plays Sony stuff, and they're not
Mm.
having a conference, so I don't see their stuff getting announced. Maybe they drop a video throughout the week, like Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, with like a release date for Tsushima or Last of Us. Who knows?
Is Tsushima 4 PlayStation 4?
That we know of, for now. Maybe it'll be both for PS4 and 5. Maybe they'd hint something about Dragon Age 4. Maybe, but again, like EA laid out a schedule of what they're going to be talking about, and all of it is games we already know. So if they're going to announce something, it'll be at Xbox's press conference, or maybe they'll
They
lie
already
about the
announced-
schedule and then just throw up a little trailer.
They already announced Dragon Age. It's just we need something. They're either gonna show gameplay or a release date. That's all that's left.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Bethesda, I don't know what the hell it'll show. Hopefully Starfield. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'd like for them to get out of the high fantasy and go into sci-fi. Ubisoft. So we already know about Watch Dogs. So they're
Watch
definitely gonna
Dogs is
have.
the one where they hack everything, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
So now
That game was really cool, but very poorly executed.
which one?
I never played the second one because I was kind of disappointed in the first.
Okay. Well, I played both,
Um,
and Watch Dogs 2 is night and day a different game
Okay.
in terms of presentation. It's not as bleak and as sad looking as the other one. It's more vibrant. There's more activities and shit to do around the city. There's different ways to tackle missions because you can hack. You have different, like you can drone in. You have a bunch of different gadgets and tech you can use to infiltrate, to hack.
Yeah, like
It's like
that,
a f-
like
Go ahead.
their presentation of the game was phenomenal. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
another one of those where the media portrays it way better than the game actually is, you
Yeah.
know. And it looked like you could do so many things. And then you get into the game and there's like 4 things. And you're going, what about the 87 other ones that they showed in the the video?
In the trailer, yeah.
Yeah, and like you could do a lot of the things that they showed in the trailer, but it didn't feel like you were as involved in making decisions and doing things as as the way it was executed in the trailer.
Yeah, it was more scripted and organic. When Watch Dogs 2, like when you're tackling a mission, it's you doing the decisions of what to hack, how to take care of stuff. Like Watch Dogs 2. Have you ever played Little Big Planet 1?
Yeah.
And then did you play the second one?
I think I played it with you guys.
Like the difference in those two games is like the difference in Watch Dogs 1 and 2. Like 2 Little Big Planet 2 made Little Big Planet 1 look like a beta. And Watch Dogs 2 makes Watch Dogs look like an alpha. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, it leaked that the next Watch Dogs is coming out. It's called Legion. It's going to be set in London. So I'm sure there's going to be like a time block to explain that game.
Are stories tied together?
I don't know. I just know it takes place in London.
Two tied together?
Yes. I mean, they're in the same universe, but you play as different people. And in this one, the leak says that you can play as any NPC. And depending on what NPC you pick, at any time, I guess, depending on where you are in the world at a certain time, different things can happen. Like it's all a huge system. Like I guess there's a limited amount of NPCs or something. I don't know. It sounds like they have like a huge system at play. Whether or not they pull it off, we'll see. They're definitely going to show Division 2 because that game's so like hotcakes. I mean, I fucking love it. So I'm sure they're going to show maybe more content planned for the year. Assassin's Creed Odyssey has been getting more and more content like every month. So I'm sure they'll have like more content for that coming out. Rainbow Six Siege have been getting update for years now. So this will be another shot for them to like tease another update for Rainbow Six Siege. What else? Ghost Recon. They'll definitely have a segment for the new Ghost Recon. I just hope it does not too lengthy, because I want to see more Watch Dogs and all the other announcements. Maybe a sequel to the Mario and Rabbids game, because that sold really well and reviewed really well. The Division 2, yeah. More content for the Division 2. I don't know what... if they had a... like maybe near the end of the conference, they might have a... here's the last trailer, and I think it's Splinter Cell. They haven't had a Splinter Cell since Blacklist, and that was 2014? 2015?
That was Xbox, too.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's old, so I would like to see them bring back Splinter Cell. I don't know how attractive a stealth game is nowadays. The last really good one was Metal Gear, and that was years ago for Metal Gear Solid 5. That game was fantastic. So
I think they'll reboot it. They did. I mean, they didn't, but that seems to be the case. A successful franchise, how do you gain more people into it? You just redo it and start over. They did it with Tomb Raider, did it with Hitman. They're doing it with Spidey, with the Marvel Spider-Man thing.
Yeah.
So you mean restart without Sam Fisher or with Sam Fisher?
With Sam.
Probably
just restart, like
just restart it
from like the beginning of his career or something. I don't know. Just redo his story.
And Cobra in the chat says Steep 2 would make sense because Steep 1 was recently given away for free, I believe. It was given away for free. So, that's a possibility. That could be there. I don't think they end with it, though. I don't think they end their press conference with, here's Steep.
I think so. They're going to be like, return to Mont Blanc this summer.
Yeah, Mont Blanc. I don't know. They have Siege. I don't think they're going to announce.
More content for Beyond Good and Evil.
They said Beyond Good and Evil is not going to be at the show. I think there's a trailer. Oh, no. They could be lying. So, but yeah, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Will probably be another gameplay demo or something. Yeah, that could be that. That could be there too. Yeah, Ubisoft has a lot of stuff that they can... maybe For Honor. Like a 20-second... hey, here's more content. Go ahead.
Just Dance VR.
Yeah, they'll probably have a Just Dance. Since Ubisoft was working with Google, they'll probably announce some other Stadia stuff. Because, I mean, they used Odyssey as their test bed, so...
Isn't it about time they announce another Assassin's Creed?
No, they said Assassin's Creed not coming out this year. So they're going to stick with content. They'll announce it next year, probably. I mean, that's how they've done it before. They skipped an Assassin's Creed before. And they just focused on content on the previous one. Huh?
Wildlands is Ghost Recon?
Yeah, but the new one is Breakpoint.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I don't know if it was Tom Clancy's Wildlands or something.
Oh, no. It's Ghost Recon. And I'm sure they're going to have a good section of that. And I think that's it. Is there anything from Ubisoft? Are you guys predicting this coming out or wishing it comes out?
What?
I mean, a remaster of the original Assassin's Creed 2, probably awesome.
As in like like a Resident Evil 2 type of remake, or like from the top to bottom remake, or just like HD visuals?
I don't even know.
Like, he doesn't know how to answer that right now.
I really love.
He's like Ezio.
He's so awesome. Like, it was really a shame to see him go. Like, they really nailed. Like Altair was a great starter. Like, it was a really cool game. and then 2 came out, and Ezio was just had this really cool backstory, and they added so much great shit.
He was very charismatic too, so like,
Yeah.
everyone loved him.
He was a lot of fun to play as, and like you got to not only like relive his backstory and his life, you got to learn a lot more about
The world.
yeah,
The Assassins versus
and,
Templars world.
And it just had a lot of like, you really felt like you were playing, like you were going back in time and playing as Ezio. And after that, like 3 was good, but it wasn't that great. And then Black Flag was kind of disappointing. Like, it was a cool game, but it wasn't really an Assassin's game. It was a ship fighting game.
I loved 4.
And then all the other ones have just not been Assassin's games.
But like you said, 4 I liked it because it was a ship battle game. Like, I was a pirate. I was not an assassin. I didn't feel like an Assassin's Creed.
And if you really like pirate games, that's a great game, but it's not an Assassin's game.
Exactly. I agree. But damn, I like Black Flag a lot. Played a lot of it. I think that's it. Besides a remaster.
Assassin's Creed game. Let's get it.
A sci-fi one?
Let's get it.
Brian, I know you...
I'm talking about the fucking future, dude.
I know Brian wants to fill that cyberpunk hole he has right now, but you gotta wait.
Let's get it.
So, I mean, CD Projekt... That's something I forgot to say. CD Projekt said they're gonna be at E3 with Cyberpunk. So maybe their gameplay demo is gonna be at Microsoft's press conference.
And I think it's rumored that they're gonna announce, tease, or hint at the next Witcher game.
How? No, I don't see that happening.
They said there's gonna be 2.
Go ahead.
They said there's gonna be, I think, 2 AAA games by 2021 or something. From them. So what else do they have? It's not gonna be Gwent 2. It's gonna be Witcher 4. That's what it's gonna be.
I get that, but that's something you announce.
Game in the Witcher series
after Cyberpunk's out.
The 3rd game in the Witcher series.
Yeah, Witcher 4.
I don't know. If Cyberpunk's gonna be there, they might just release another 40-minute video like they did last year. But I'm psyched to see that. I don't know. And then Square Enix, besides the Avengers game, the Drifters game they're teasing, maybe Just Cause just came out. Maybe a new Nier Automata. When was Shadow of the Tomb Raider? That was 2 years ago?
Last year, I think.
Was it last year? Oh, it was.
I think.
We probably won't get a new Shadow or a new Tomb Raider. Hitman content, perhaps. We're definitely gonna get information on Final Fantasy XIV expansion.
They can maybe do, what's the name of that boring ass guy from the future, Adam Jensen? What game is he in?
Deus Ex.
Yeah, they mean that boring fucking lifeless world back.
I guess. What else? Final Fantasy VII. Definitely, the remake will probably be there with more gameplay. Maybe explaining some changes they did. I'm sure Kelsey will love that part.
I'm really, really hoping they don't fuck this up.
I know. That's why I said it.
I'm trying to think of what the last one I saw was, but it looked very promising. But it's just one of those things, man, that I played that game for years. I still play that game all the time. And I'm really hoping they don't fuck this up.
It's going to be episodic. They already started fucking it up.
I heard they're going to make Vincent Black now.
All right. Johan says they haven't showed Tifa.
Barrett.
I hope she is jacked, but if not, that's fine. What do you mean jacked? Like Schwarzenegger jacked? Or like... Okay. What else at Square? Besides the Avengers game, that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to see what that look. They've been working on it for years, so that shit better blow my socks off. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why I thought Rocksteady was the one that announced the Avengers game.
No, I'm guessing it's a DC game. I don't know what though.
Justice League.
How can it be Justice League? Because it means you have to work on mechanics for Superman. What is fun about flying around as Superman?
I already said why it's not going to be a separate character. It's going to be either some Batman or it's going to be all of them. I explained this on another episode, but to sum it up, most people, the casual people, know DC as Batman and his villains. Name at least 5 Superman villains. You can name probably 3.
Well,
Name all of
Brainiac
Flash's
has
villains.
Gorilla Grodd, Reverse
Name
Flash.
Wonder Woman's villains.
Doomsday.
All these people. You can't name more than like 5 for each person. Batman, you can. And most people know Batman and his people. So I don't think they're gonna have enough content to make an Arkham style game with 3 people and call it a Superman game. Which I'm fine if they do that, because then that game fails and then Superman has another L, but I don't think they're going to spend that much money.
Superman actually has quite a few enemies, but you're right. Like, most people would know. Most people could probably name more villains out of the Batman, just out of Batman series than they would out of Superman.
It's the same thing with Marvel and Spidey. The casual people can name way more Spidey villains than they can for fucking...
Hulk.
Name Captain Marvel's villains, name Hulk's villains. They know Abomination because that's what the first Hulk movie was, an Abomination. And that's about it.
But that's not a valid argument anymore, because the Guardians of the Galaxy in the movies, now they're willing to take that risk. You don't know them? We're gonna teach you about them.
For movies,
that could work in games too.
Where more people are focused on the MCU than taking that chance on a game, if that makes sense. That's why I think the safest bet and probably the best bet is a Justice League game instead of just Flash game. Hold sprint.
It doesn't matter what. Rocksteady, hurry up. Because Arkham Knight. Hold on. Arkham Knight. So 2015. It's been 4 years. And you tell me there's still no game there to show? Nah, I don't believe it. They got a game there, so I need to see it immediately.
Was that the last game they came out with?
Yeah, Rocksteady's been working on something since Arkham Knight, and that's 4 years ago.
4 years?
Yeah. So time's ticking, dude. Huh?
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony. That would be, the internet would be set on fire by everyone who uses it. All right, let's end this, man. 2.5 hours. Nintendo. What do you guys expect? Probably more gameplay of the Zelda. They're gonna have a
DLC.
Smash DLC. Yes, that's an easy call. They're gonna have a Pokemon Direct this week, so it's probably not gonna be added in next week. Maybe Metroid. Maybe a new Donkey Kong side scroller, like Tropical Freeze type, like it's 3D but
awesome
side scroller.
I think it'd be awesome to see a new Metroid.
Or maybe they'll release the trilogy, Metroid Prime trilogy, prior for the actual 4 to come out.
That would motivate me to buy a Switch.
To play the Metroid Prime series? Yeah, that game's fire, dude.
They're gonna announce the trilogy, right?
Okay.
They're gonna announce another WarioWare game, but for Switch.
That's a good platform for it, though.
And then they're just gonna have a bunch of games that they're ported over to Switch.
I think the porting over to Switch thing is over, unless it's an indie game.
The Nindies, that's what they call them.
Yeah, I think you're talking about like old Wii U games or like old Wii games. Like
I think it's games that are on PC already that are big enough, and they're like, oh, now Nindies.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight, or
Shovel Knight's already there.
Like, just an example.
What if they announce Shovel Knight 2 for Switch? I'd cry. I won't.
You still need to fucking play the last DLC.
I do. It's just these 2019 games, Brian. They're pulling me away.
Oh shit, dude! Wait, no, there's already a showcase for indie games, right?
No, I mean they're gonna have an E3 Direct next week.
No, I mean in general, is there like an indie conference?
Not officially, but Kind of Funny is having a showcase, and a lot of indies usually get announced there.
I'm just waiting on the release date for Indivisible, because I can't keep buying Skullgirls. I need to buy the newer game.
I'm sure.
I'm trying to convince Shannon to let me get a Switch. I actually kind of really want a Switch.
They have
mostly because it still has that portable thing.
Yeah, you can take that with you anywhere.
Like it's
and
not
even if you take it with you, you can take out the Joy-Cons, and it has a stand built in, so you can just put it on a table and play.
New Mario Kart.
I would really love to see a new Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's a good one.
When they really released Mario Kart 8 for the Switch, it was kind of disappointing to see it was just kind of a
port.
Yeah, it's just a texture upgrade and
resolution upgrade.
I think they added something, but I don't think there was much.
There wasn't. They already have Mario Party out. Maybe a new Donkey Kong side-scrolling one. Cause I think that they ported over Tropical Freeze. So maybe a new side-scrolling would be great. The Zelda game's going to show. I don't think they'll announce another Zelda remake or something. Because I'm sure they're working on the next Zelda with Breath of the Wild engine. So that's probably going to take a little longer to develop. It has to be Metroid. At the end of that, like their one more trailer thing, it has to be the new Metroid.
It's just the trilogy.
Oh, no.
They had to start from scratch.
It's going to be Animal Crossing. It's going to be Animal Crossing. Because I think that sells a lot.
They just announced that they didn't show too much last time, so they're probably going to show more. Now you can murder your people in your town.
It's us, but Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Shannon's yelling at me over Facebook chat because I was talking to you guys about getting a Switch.
Oh, I mean, she can enjoy it too. There's a lot of great games.
She's not really. She's not much of a gamer, but I would love to. She's upset that we've had to pay for all this stuff to get into the new house, and we're spending a lot of money. And she's like, we don't need a Switch right now. But I told her I would sell.
When you're in the shitter, and you're like, man, my phone's dying, whip out the Switch. You can play so many games on the Switch. You're welcome.
She's trying to deny the fact that when we went out to dinner the other day with some friends of ours, that she said I could get a Switch if I sold some of my other consoles, and
you're like, joke's on you. I don't use my other consoles.
Yeah, I was thinking about just selling I apparently have 3 Xboxes.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, one was the original one, with where you had to like smack it to get the CD drive to open and close.
Oh, you still have that one?
Yeah. And then Adam left me his because he hasn't been playing it, and then I bought the newer one because I was tired of the other one having to smack it.
Cobra says he still has an Xbox too. Damn. No, I don't have that
anymore. You can try
selling
selling them on Amazon, because I know if you go to GameStop, they'll charge you $500 for the Xboxes.
And I think that's it for the predictions. Am I missing another conference? Oh, Devolver. A lot of weird indie games. That's what I'm sure they're going to show. I don't know what else. And then there's like the PC game show, which is another conference thing. And they're going to be showing off 4K and whatever. I think that's it. Unless you guys, what else? Any predictions that I didn't cover, or you just wish happens this E3? I want to Ghost of Tsushima release date. Hopefully, it's like right now. Crickets?
New Ratchet and Clank game with the release of a PS5.
They're gonna announce that this E3. They don't have a conference. Okay. All right. Mine's going bold, All right.
No, I'm not calling that one.
I guess so. It sounds like we're just done with the prediction. Mm-hmm. Kelsey's having a side conversation.
I am. I'm trying to convince Shannon to let me get a fucking Switch.
You're not gonna be able to with brute force.
She wants another dog. So if she gets another,
nope.
I think
fair. That's not fair.
That's not a fair trade because the Switch is like, it's cheap, it's reusable. The dog's here forever, and just like
it keeps draining your money. Yeah, nope, not a fair trade.
Tell her to just get a DS that has Nintendogs. Any dog you want.
Oh my god, there we go. You could virtually just swap dogs.
No, I'm saying
it is not a fair fucking trade, bitch.
Okay,
you tell me-
okay, we're getting
you-
too dark into this.
This is the final argument point you need. All right, Pokemon are basically pets. There's a lot of dog Pokemon. You
Yeah, I
get the
don't
new
know why she
Pokemon.
doesn't play Pokemon.
You get the new Pokemon on Switch. Boom. You can name them whatever you want. You like a bitch. Oh, shit,
All right.
tackle.
We're moving on here. Releases this week. Games, I didn't see anything notable. Movies, Secret Life of Pets 2, and Dark Phoenix. I don't know why they just call it Dark Phoenix. There's no X-Men in front of it, which I thought was really weird.
The X is
I
in
don't
the
know
back.
Hmm?
The X is in the back.
I get it, but the title of it is not X-Men Dark Phoenix. It's just
That's
Dark
because
Phoenix.
they're ending the X-Men saga with it. That's why the X is at the end, because it's the end of the X-Men saga.
That's this week. And for music, I don't think there's anything that I saw. Ba-ba-ba.
That comes out next weekend.
What?
This weekend coming up? Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. I still gotta watch Wick. I'm behind, dude. And Detective Pikachu. Anyway, that's about it, people, in this mega episode to make up for last week's debacle. Thank you, Comcast, again. This has been episode 50, our big one. ADLR Podcast.
50 more to go.
What do you mean 50 more to go? You mean 50,000? I'm here till I die.
No, 50 more to go to 100.
Oh, okay. Okay, I retract what I said. Johan said we all die at 100. Yo, can you imagine that? Like, moments after I upload the 100th episode, we'll like end up dying in weird ways. So if you want to support this trash ass ending, go to patreon.com/ADLRplays to support the channel. Extralife.adlrplays.com to donate to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. Or you can go to topics.adlrplays.com to submit a topic for us to discuss in future episodes. That's about it. Thank you guys for watching, listening for 2.5 hours. Our prediction: have a happy E3. Get hype moments, because I'm sure there's gonna be a few this weekend or this week. The first conference is Microsoft on Sunday, like at 4 in the afternoon. And for me, the get hype starts Thursday, because it's this Google Stadia video with information that I wanted to know since they announced this shit.
This Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about the controller price?
They're gonna tell us how much it costs.
Because they have a black and white one, and I want it.
Okay, like it'll be there, dude. Like, chillax. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week when we gush over all the announcements. Watch next week. Capcom announces something Brian's hyped for. Can you imagine?
What day is it? The
Microsoft's? No, Capcom doesn't have one, but they will probably show it off at Microsoft's press conference, which is Sunday.
Are we watching it together? Or what
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. So yeah, you're more than welcome to be here.
Alright, if you want me there, you can see how disappointed I'm gonna be at fucking. They're gonna re-release Street Fighter 2 HD Turbo, but this time they're gonna make Cammy nude and just censor it.
Okay. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.